up, everybody? Welcome to Knowledge and Relationships Reckless Reviews with your boy M3 and the Sophisticated Jerk.
What's good? What's good?
Nothing much, man. What's good with you, Jerk?
Man, chilling, man. Been trying to keep busy, man, with all this Anton and Corey like 50,000 videos going on of this stuff, man.
Man, I know, man. It's O'Shea, man. He's definitely griffing it up, man, with all these videos and trying to get paid and all that.
Yeah. O'Shea eating off of this, boy.
Yeah, man. I won't be surprised, man, to see him roll up in the pastor's Bugatti.
So kind of have you been keeping up with what's good? That's Dame out there, man. Drop the link if you got a chance. I know he probably might not be able to pull up, but yeah, drop the link, man.
Oh yeah, I got you.
But yeah, no, have you been keeping up with some of the videos, man? What's your take on this whole situation so far, man? Who you think lost? Do you think somebody lost more out of this whole situation, or like they both kind of losing at this point?
So I'm gonna be honest, right? Because when it comes to like brand versus brand, right? And let me let Dame in there, right, real quick. What's up, Dame? Salutes to you.
What's up, man? What's going on, brother?
Nothing much, man. Good to see you, man. Thank you for pulling up.
Yeah. I'm running around, so I can't be on camera. I'm doing.
Nah, you good, man?
Yeah, you're all right. Yeah. Matter of fact, let me get for the ones who just tuning in, man. Tonight's title is called Anton Daniels versus Corey Holcomb: How the War of Ego Destroyed the Empire. So, I should say their brand pretty much. And the reason why I'm putting that out there, right? Because here's the thing. To answer your question, Jerk, because normally I don't really even talk about like Anton like that. He's always been like off my radar, for like the longest time, even since like the beginning of us doing like live streaming. And there's a few moments I try to give the guy like a benefit of doubt in my perceived judgment, because I will always think that as content creators, sometimes they're doing this because you're trying to be lucrative. Sometimes you're doing this for the show or whatever. But maybe deep down inside, you're more different or more better than how you present yourself. But unfortunately, after that display between him and Corey Holcomb, I realized, man, like this is just who he is, like as a person and his character. And what I mean by that is that a lot of people think that there's more smart than what they actually are, to the point that they're stupid in reality. And I feel like Corey Holcomb at this point pretty much like played chess as Anton thought he was playing chess with him. One of the rules that you should never go against, you should never try to go after a person who's a comedian, because their mentality is a lot different. The way how they deliver, like their jokes or or whatever they try to come after you with, like they don't hit below the belt. Like comedians, they do not care. You can say whatever you want to say about Corey Holcomb, which I lost respect from as well too. Especially after displaying Anton's daughter like that. You know what I mean? But man, to be honest with you, like to keep it short, I feel like, man, both of them really hurt their brands, but in the end, Corey has like a step advantage over Anton.
For me, man, I'm gonna say, man, they both definitely lost. And I think there was a point, man, because when we did our live on our channel, I was like, I think Anton came out looking a little better, because I was just like, I think he did a good explanation. Like I wasn't there to fight and stuff, which you could kind of tell by the body language and stuff. But I think, man, once he went on that like week long, like talking shit, that's why I was like, okay, man, you're doing too much. And also what I said in the video, I was like, as a man, I think you got to be careful, man. Even if your significant other allows you to hang out with other women, you got to be careful, man, because you don't want to embarrass like who you with.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, man, for me, I just wouldn't hang out with females like that. So I think he made a mistake with that, where it kind of came back to his household. So I think he wasn't maneuvering right on that. yeah, just the shit talking, kind of going over the top. Because like you said, I think Corey stepped over bounds with going at his family. I think that's a bitch move. So I keep that real. But I think the way that Anton was kind of going, it's almost like you put somebody's back against the wall, and you know, if somebody's already insecure somewhat, because I think they're both insecure to keep it real. But it's just like you kind of come at somebody like that for a week, you know, they're gonna clap back, and then when they clap back, man, don't hoe up. You know what I'm saying? My thing is like, if you've been taught, you know, for me, I'll just use myself for example. I do videos, we talk shit, we have fun with it. If somebody clap back at me, I'm not going on no you know, legal type matter, because I'm gonna look back and be like, hey man, I done talk some shit. How the fuck am I gonna like, you know, start, you know, kind of using that jargon and stuff? Like I might go down that path. So, you know, like they say, if you can't stand the heat, get out the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where he's starting to lose, where it's like, you talk a hell of a lot of shit. You talk shit for that whole week. And then when that smoke started coming, man, you know, then you kind of went out that way. So yeah, I don't respect how he handled it in that type of situation. But definitely Corey going at the family, that's fucked up. So I ain't excusing that either. Dame, I'll go ahead and toss the question at you, man.
Yeah, see, the thing is this is a very good, you guys got a very good topic right here, and it's very on brand. Anton has branded himself in a couple of different ways. He has his forward-facing brand and his real brand. His forward-facing brand is, I'm about marriage and empowerment and economic growth and stuff like that. I can help you do that. But then there's the real brand, which is, I'm peddling, I'm better than you. It's like, my whole brand is, I'm better than you. I make more money than you. I'm more popular than you. I'm more famous than you. I'm smarter than you. That's his true brand or what have you. So a lot of times you'll see him in situations where the brand and the ego are battling each other. Like if he go, whatever the situation is, he's got to either be doing it or doing it better. You know, we used to call that Mr. Me Too back in the day. It was like, if he's talking to guys and the situation is he being ladies' man or whatever, he'll be like, people are like, oh, Anton, you don't know nothing about that. You've been with your wife for 20 years. And then he'll hint, well, you don't know. How you know, I still, you know, I get out there, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know what's really going on. You know, he'll say like he infers that he's out in these streets getting women. You know, then I remember just like this situation with Corey, he said, I went up there to have a conversation, but then he wanted to cosplay because the situation as a tough guy. Like, you know, I'm from Detroit, you know, not knowing there's $4 million penthouses in Detroit. You know, Detroit is a lot of, and then people get online, so you ain't from Detroit, you're from like a suburb of Detroit, you know? You know, he cosplayed tough guy. So whatever the situation is, he's got to have I'm better than you as the foundation of whatever he's pushing right there, right at that point. So, and it's always in conflict. You can see it. He'll try to pull it back. I'm better than you. I'm this, I'm that. Oh, well, you know, well, let's really talk about this empowerment shit. And then it always comes off as inauthentic. Like he'll come off as like phony and fake or just doing it to like boost himself up or whatever. It just never, he never came off as authentic. And I was a Fight Club alumni. I was on Fight Club back in the day when we first started that. And I seen it from there. It was like, well, whoever, anytime there was somebody new come on, he always had to like outshine them or whatever like that. And with the Corey thing, Corey's brand has been dirtbag since day one. He'll say that. He'll say that. He said when he started off the whole thing he said, I'm a dirtbag. His whole brand has been like, I dog women out, I pay for box, I do all this stuff. I'm a dirtbag, you know? So he people should have expected him to do dirtbag things, but I'm like you guys. Family who are not actively involved in this stuff is off limits. One of the biggest fights I got to on Fight Cap was actually with Fatty, because he brought in Saran's family into like an argument they were having. And I'm one of those people who don't abide by that. Family, friends, anybody who's not directly involved in the thing, I think you should leave out of it. I kind of would have let him skate a little bit if he would have just brought the wife into it, because she's been on thing. She's people have asked questions and she's answered. She's cheerleaded her man like she should. But the daughter is just, I think, a bridge too far or what have you. I think
I agree.
a lot of people are just going to lose respect for him just because of that aspect and how deep he went into it.
Yeah, because when they were at the interview, like, because I seen everybody's side and stuff. So definitely you could tell like they both didn't want to fight and stuff. But my whole thing is like, I felt like when Anton was like, man, let's go outside. I get it. People are going to say like, he probably didn't mean it. He was looking for an escape route. But I felt like if Corey was that bothered by stuff, before you go the route of like calling out somebody's child and mother, man, you go outside, you take that challenge. So I think that would have been the time to like get back at him if you want to go that family route, if you were that pissed off. But like I said, I think Anton just kind of threw a lot of fire, fuel on the flame when he was like that week long, man, because it was just like nonstop, he was kind of talking shit. So yeah, I like what you said, Dame, because you mentioned the two brands, man. So you're saying they both kind of contradict each other?
Yeah, his Anton's brand is, like I said, his forward-facing brand is marriage, healthy relationships. Black people need to do better, what have you. But his real brand is, I'm better than you.
Okay.
And I think that's the key on what you said about that, because I agree to it. An example to kind of go back to like tying everything, especially what you said, Jerk. I think Corey should have took that challenge and went outside, because that would have cleared up everything, right? I think that would have really shut Anton up, because at that moment, Anton already had in his mind that he won the argument, the whole tough guy act, persona, because he challenged him to go outside. Corey said no. But then Corey feels like that he won the dispute, because once he told Anton to say it again, and Anton tried to defuse the situation, and he did not say it again, Corey already thought in his head that, look, he already punked him. And this is why, and I'm going to put myself in this situation, because it was a time in middle school where, like a guy, like, it's funny, right? Because, my name is Mario, and then there was a guy in class named D Mario. Go figure, right? Anyways, no love lost or whatever, right? But at that time, right, he roasting, I'm roasting him. Now, he's like this tall, lanky, light-skinned dude or whatever, right?
Oh, shit.
It wasn't.
Shout out to the light-skinned dudes beating up Marios out here.
I know you're going to keep biased. But, one of the things I don't play about is like, when you're adding family involved into it. So, you could call me a blackie or whatever, right? And I will roast you and just call you like, hi, yellow mellow, whatever the case is. But when, you're involving my mother or whatever, calling her a blackie or whatever, now I'm going to have to roast you, and your mother, and anything else goes. And so, like I said, you know what? Hey, well, your mom's a high yellow bitch, the brightest color of the sun. And he was like, say that to me again, trying to intimidate me. So you know what I did? I'm like Anton Daniels, right? I walk up to him, I lean forward, I pause, right? Because I don't like to whisper in dudes' ears or whatever. But in this case, I whisper to him, say, your mom's a light skinned, high yellow, sunny delight ass bitch. And then we start scrapping, The point of the story is that, look, if you have something to say, stand on your word on it. Once it should never get to that part, or should never get that far. But once it escalates into that situation, I think in both cases, Corey should challenge Anton, step up to him, and Anton should have been a man, when Corey was in close proximity and told him that he sucked dick, you know, and all that stuff would just been squashed like that. They would have probably fought, you know what I mean? And I know the goal was not to fight, especially during the live, but once it got to that level, to that point, it should have been quiet.
I mean, I disagree with making somebody repeat something to you, but I can see y'all point. Because my thing is like, say if somebody talked about my mom, it's on and popping then. I don't need somebody to repeat it. I don't need to get motivated to get mad to like crack somebody over the head. You know what I'm saying? But I see what people saying, because yeah, he didn't say it. But I just think at that point, it should have been a wash. And that's why I think where Anton fucked up with the whole situation, where it showed a little bit of his insecurity, because he took it and ran with it. So for example, say like me and Dame, man, we get in an argument. We're like, look, man, let's go handle this like men. After that, the G shit, the street code, whatever everybody want to reference, we don't speak on that. If me and him go outside and nobody see what happened, besides the people that was there, maybe, I'm not going to say nothing about it. I'm like, look, we handled our stuff like men. He's a stand-up dude, and you would never hear me talk about that whole situation again. So I think when he started like doing that for the week, it just showed, man, he was trying to take advantage of the situation. And then, you know, that did kind of put, like I said, Corey's back against the wall. So, you know, it was kind of a sucker move, you know, I would say.
One of the things and people have said that a lot about why did he feel the need to like say it again and say it again. I think OGs look at that when somebody say that again. It's just like to say, okay, I'm gonna give you got one or two options here. You can stand on it, which is a statement of intention. You ready to fight? You want to fight? That's what's going on. Or you can walk it back and show me that you really ain't about it. I think that's what Corey was doing. When somebody says, say that again, show me what your true intention is. Your intention is to fight me, or am I gonna prove that you the sucker that you are and you gonna back down from saying it again? I don't think it's necessarily, you know, I don't think Corey's hard of hearing. It's like, I didn't hear what you said. You know, I think he heard him say it. He just want to say, make sure that we got the true intent. Yeah, it's like, make sure you show me your true intentions, your true intention to fight me, or true intention to back down from me.
Okay, I get that part, but this is where like it throws me off a little bit, just slightly though. Okay, so obviously at that moment, Anton's intention wasn't to try to start a fight with Corey, or wasn't to try to retaliate into a fight. But once I felt like Corey was trying to let that go, you know, he was already de-escalated, but he was still trying to articulate, hey, how he felt, you know, in a certain type of way. And Anton pretty much just kept pushing his buttons on that one, you know, in that show. Now, of course, outside the show, when the show was over, and yes, like that whole week of him saying he'll beat Corey up and all that, like I felt like at that moment, you know, just like Jerk would say, like, you shouldn't even be talking, because now it puts you in a situation where people are looking at you like you some type of sucker, especially like when you could have did all that tough guy talking in front of this person. That's why
y'all was with each other. That's my whole thing.
That's why I told my story, because my intention at this point was to, like, you know, fight, you know, even if I wasn't even planning to fight in the begin with. But once
I definitely agree, and I appreciate your story, because like you said, yeah, like, and even what Dane was saying, it's either up or, man, it's all right to be like, man, I don't want to fight. Damn, you know what, Corey, man, I ain't mean to come off like that. My bad. You know what I'm saying? Even if people might be like, oh, he punked out. It's like, man, I ain't here to fight. So, but if you stop it right there, you don't escalate up. Like once you leave, like, oh man, homeboy was shaking. He was this. And that's where I think the insecurities come and stuff like that, man. Where it's like,
you could.
Oh, go ahead, Dave. No, you good.
You can tell a dude who ain't been around dudes really that fight in the street and stuff like that. You shake because your adrenaline is pumping and the stuff like that. You ready to act. Your body shakes to prepare yourself for some type of action, whether it's fight, flee, or whatever. That can happen. It's not like I'm scared of you or something like that. You are shaking because, okay, the adrenaline is pumping, like something needs to happen right now. I'm not in this position, or I'm in a heightened an agitated position, something needs to happen. So that's why he's biased. And he takes it like as a fear situation, tries to play on it like he was scared of him or something like that. It was like he just overplayed his hand with that shit. Like you said, Jerry. It's just like he went on and was like, see, I got away clean. But I honestly feel like, to digress, that when he got up and said, let's go, he knew he had security. He knew that as soon as he stepped from around that table, security was going to come in and be like, no. And then what's called it. So he was able to do that, safely do that shit in front of the cameras, knowing that there never was going to be any type of real confrontation after that, because it was too much security, too much going on. Corey Holcomb is in, like, I think he's already been through like a bunch of lawsuits with that Aries Spears situation where he had to pay some money or whatever. So he picked the right one to like to do that with, because of all the other shit going on. That's why I say he studied them, because he probably knew he could get away with that.
Right.
No, that's a good point.
Yeah.
But I mean, even then, man, my thing is like, if he was smart enough to call the bluff and get away with it, my thing was like, all right, Corey should have kind of stepped up at that point, went outside, because hey, it's your word. You wouldn't be the aggressor at that point, because he offered you the fade. He was like, hey, man, let's go outside. So that's what I was saying. I would have went out there and, they both could have backed down. But it's like, at least we both went out there and we ain't going to talk about it no more. That's where
the thing is, you never know. It's like, I've had seen people get invited to friendly one-on-one fades, and then next thing you know, 8 people jumping on him, whooping on his butt, whooping him.
No, that's true, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. See, you have no control, because I know that other dude, what was his other boy, the light-skinned dude?
Yeah,
Craig. That Craig ready to fight. So, no.
Yeah, Craig looked like he about that life.
Yeah, Craig, it was somebody Anton would have got caught in the back of something. Somebody would have done this something. And even if Corey was winning, just because of the simple fact that when you really don't like somebody, people want to get a piece of that too. If they really like can't stand a motherfucker. So
yeah,
Corey had no control over that. So I think it was just a smarter thing to be like, you don't want to fight, we ain't gonna fight.
Yeah, but I think, man, I think somebody probably should have stepped up and squashed it. That's what I was saying on our other live, where it's like, you back everybody down and be like, all right, man, we don't talk about this shit no more. Y'all addressed it. Let it be.
But the Anton had got a habit, and I think everyone has seen it, is he feels like he's got over on you. He got to pick. He got to throw little shots here and there. Because remember, and when they squashed it a little bit, they were still trying to have the interview, and then he said, yeah, I shitted on you. And he was just like, see, there you go with that stuff again. He said, I think you being disrespectful. And he was just like, and then Anthony tried to pull it back. No, you said I shitted on you or whatever. I'm disagreeing with you. He's like, I didn't say that, dude. No, you trying to get in there and trying to get in a sneak diss. I see that. And Corey caught it. And that's what it made it go left the second time, as far as, dude, I see what you about. You think I'm soft because I didn't go outside of you, and now you want to do all this sneak shit. So, and that's how the whole thing came out. And then Corey had to like over exaggerate too. Get your bitch ass up out of here, Yeah. Corey had to over exaggerate too, because I think he felt like he may have looked like a punk too.
Nah, that's the whole thing, Dame, and that's why I was like, man, it was like a battle of egos, man, because my thing at the end of the day, man, it's all right to be like, you know what, man, my bad, for doing that. Nah, we're gonna leave this alone. But I think when dudes be insecure, man, it's almost like they gotta jump off the hinges and, like you kind of said, man, was like go over the top and try to embarrass somebody. Because I do notice that now. It's just like when I started seeing all the videos, because, man, I just don't watch a lot of this shit. I most of the time I'm like training and I'm doing other stuff. But, it seemed like he can't get really along with dudes, man. Like you said, it's almost like he comes for everybody.
Because you said something that another creator said. He feels like he needs to exert dominance over every dude he's around. Because I feel like he feels physically he's shorter than most of the cats. He's not in great shape. He's not a good-looking guy. His thing is his platform is popping, and he has more money than most of the people that he's talking to. So he feels the need to assert some type of dominance over the men that he's with. But then he needs to, on the exact opposite, he needs to kind of like, even Quentin on his pillow said, you need to kind of cape for the women around you You know, so it's that thing that men don't respect all out. It's like you feel like you overly cape for the women, and then you always feel like you need to challenge the dude. You can't just fall back and be successful. You got to kind of put it in people's face and build your ego up.
Yeah, it's a case of like a person who maybe at one point again you graduate from being a scammer to now like this so-called alpha male type of persona that you're trying to portray on YouTube. So with the money that he have, that's going on like through YouTube revenue or some other type of business right outside of YouTube, it's like now you're from the little man that's become the big dog, and you want to make sure that everybody knows that. There's always like those short, stocky type of men, right? And used to be the short ones that always want to be loud and want to be seen and want to be heard because they're not used to being respected. Before like the fame and the money, the YouTube money that they get. So they want to make sure that they constantly put you in check, so you could also live in fear or in reverence whenever like you're around their presence. So I feel like that's the type of person that Anton portrayed himself as. But when you meet somebody like Corey Holcomb, and again, like Corey Holcomb got his own shit that he needed to be dealing with and he needed to be working on, especially like him slapping that woman or whatever. But that's another topic. But anyways, until you meet somebody that actually could play chess better than you are, you never know. Like oh shit, something fell. You never know we're gonna get humble. I'll be right back.
Yeah, but the sad thing is like, man, shout out to Corey and Anton, man. I think they did like social media like no other people did, man. And the biggest thing, like, I want to do this is not even to bash both of them, but it's more or less to point out, like, damn, man, we could do better than this. Like, it's all, man. Why are we like talk about street code and motherfuckers that lived in suburbs for like over 20 years? Dame, how many like tag ups me, you, Will, all the other guys we had, and man, not even an argument.
Yeah, I mean, because the thing is, none of us are in it for the ego or to put ourselves above anybody else. I think we all have the same mind frame that your experience lends to the goal, my experience lends to the goal, and our goal is a common goal, which is try to find better solutions for men to uplift men. It's just like, and we realize we can do that way without denigrating women, because we need to, like, trying to convince women to do stuff, I think, is where a lot of these cats go wrong. It's just like, I think we need to convince men to be better and be more masculine, as opposed to trying to push all this extra feminine. Women, you need to be feminine. I think our goals were aligned and our egos were checked at the door, if we even had them in the first place, because we knew that would be detrimental to our goal. So
yeah, because I was thinking about that earlier, man. Because like I said, I didn't realize like how many run-ins he had with people, and it's just like, all right, man, if you had that many run-ins with everybody can't be no hater. That's where you got to start reflecting on yourself. But I'm like, damn, we do all these like tag us where everybody don't have no issues. So yeah, definitely you could tell there's some insecurities. And I like what you guys said, man. It's almost at the point now where, like you said, I hate to say people are threatened by people, but it's almost like, oh damn, okay, here's this guy coming up. Okay, he seems like he got his shit together. He's a little fly. Let me try to destroy him somehow. Like let me troll him a little bit. So yeah, it's a weird dynamic, man. But it's just showing that there is some like underlying issues, man.
Yeah, it's like people think that there's only room for one at the time, so you can tell when people go out people panels, when there's an extra amount of like just like negativity thrown their way or extra attempt to make them look bad and stuff like that. So it's never they really never really do a good job of hiding it, the people who feel like you're talking about.
Yeah, I hope he definitely pivots, from that stuff, man. Because yeah, he's gonna, it's gonna, like, you're gonna put yourself on that island, man, and it's just like, dude got a chance to be real big out here, and I think, because I'll just say for myself, I want to see everybody win, man. I see when people win in these spaces, I don't give a fuck if it ain't me. I'm just like, just to see the potential. that it could go to when others are doing it. Like you said, Dame, we never just had the ego. We're always like, hey man, let me know if you need some help on this. I jump on everybody's like stuff. I like staying in the underground pretty much. But just to even see the magnitude of this stuff, where the capability, man, I want them to win. But to see people just like, pulling themselves down in these circumstances, man, because of like this fragile ego, man, it's sad.
Right. And and I'm gonna say this, and I don't know if you guys will get into this a little bit later. The person I actually feel bad for in this situation is Mika. I feel bad. I feel bad for her, and I'm gonna tell you why. I think she went out there with true intentions, thinking that I guess she signed with Anton's little group or whatever. I don't know if he got a production company or a podcast company, what his company is. She signed with his company, and he called her and said, "Hey, you're going to be on the Corey Holcomb show." And then without securing it with Corey first, and then she flies from DC, and next thing you know, she's a bitch and a hoe, like on a major podcast all over the United States on 50 million videos and replays. Now she the side chick bitch and a hoe. She went from wanting to go on to be a show and talk about politics to guess what? You the bitch and the hoe now.
Yeah, but I do have the question that, I mean, I don't feel sorry for anyone. Not even
this dirt bag.
But she's a wife to someone, right? Don't she have a husband?
I don't know if she has a husband. She may have a boyfriend, like a long-term situation. I don't know. I don't know that much about her, but I hear contradictory stuff. Most people are saying she got a dude, but not a husband.
Okay, I mean, I'm just going by from like what the mass is saying. So let's just say hypothetically, she does have a husband, but Anton is her mentor. Now you're taking pictures with you and Anton, like you all boot up. And again, there's pictures where he actually has his fingers wrapped around her ass, or hips.
I ain't see no damn photos.
Now you exaggerated.
I know. I ain't see no damn photos.
It might be hip or side or something like that. There's pictures of me with my hand around somebody's waist, in the world.
Yeah, you gotta look at one of like O'Shea's videos, man. Like it looked like the hand was a little bit closer to like the hump part of like wherever it was at. But again, I'll just say allegedly, right? Because my eyes could be bad, but I saw what I saw. But the point is that like if she was married, right, and you have a husband, but you're out there taking pictures of another man, and again, this goes kind of the reverse, like you said, Jerk. Like it does make yourself look bad in front of the eyes of anyone, right? Especially if you already in a relationship. Now, if Anton was single and she was single, that wouldn't be no big deal as much. But people will still speculate that, hey, like she's. Anton has sponsored her because of her looks, or maybe all this is from a sin of him simping over her, like behind the scenes. But again, I mean, I think generally he was trying to like bring her up to like where he was at. But the part that he dropped the ball is that he just thought that he had it right there, Yeah,
he thought he had it like that, and he didn't. Corey, people was like, "You ain't got it like that. We barely know you."
Yeah,
and then you're trying to put somebody up on the situation. I'm like, you got too much dip on your chip right now to be thinking that you can put some guy I don't even know.
Yeah, definitely. She caught a bad one because I've been on a couple pounders with her, man, and she speaks real well, man. She talks about like traditional stuff, but I'll just say, man, I don't feel too bad because I feel as an adult, man, you gotta maintain your image and stuff. And one of the things like because I even know Anton, he talked about it sometimes where he's like, man, I like being around beautiful women. And to me, if I'm not dealing with a female in that manner, besides like work and keeping it professional, I'm not hanging out with y'all, man. Like, and I think a lot of times, man, guys do that in guys. A lot of times, like the whole friendship and hospitality type thing, I think they do that as like a way to kind of get close proximity to females and stuff. I just feel like, man, if you be direct, if you want to like be in line with them and stuff like that, because especially if you got a spouse or something, especially you got enemies and you're talking shit to people, they could take stuff and just run with it. So I think he just maneuvered bad, man, where you know, he's out there like the court side and stuff. People could take them pictures and, you know, run with the whole narrative and stuff. And then now your spouse has got to, you know, kind of wear that jacket. So if anybody, I feel bad for kind of Rita, because she's got to kind of, you know, eat the shit sandwich out of this whole thing.
And I agree. I totally agree with that, because she called her straight for no reason. Like, she was just like, she you know, I feel bad for her for a while. But if, like I said, if this is the kind, you know, the situation and you are rocking with it, maybe you rock with it and it doesn't bother you. So I'm not gonna be like, it should bother you if it don't bother you. If you cool with him acting like that, and, you know, the false bravado and the, you know, the wannabe ladies man image and all this kind of stuff like that, that's rock with you. Because I got a feeling maybe they had that question, maybe had that conversation. Maybe, okay, I'm gonna be around these women, but I need it to look like I'm a player, so people get respect. So blah blah blah. You know, they may have had that behind the scenes pillow talk conversation or whatever.
Yeah.
But I just feel like it's just like he could have shut that stuff down, that side chick, that stuff down in 2 seconds. He could have been like, definitively, he was like, Mika. I don't know if he did, because I haven't seen. It was so many videos. I may have saw like part of one when he was on Philosophical page, but I haven't seen any. It was just too many to be like watching that shit. And he could have been like, Mika is not a side chick. She's a business partner. I thought I could get her on the show because she has some good points and it could elevate her platform. That's it. No side chick or nothing. But it goes into his ego to let people think that's the situation. It feeds him to be like, yeah, he's thinking that, you know, even if they think he's paying for it, he's still making the in his mind, the fact that I have access to it feeds my ego and feeds the narrative that I have access to all these beautiful women. Because if he really had her back, he could have been minute one. She is you know, or he could have stood up to her, Corey, don't call her that. That's not what it is. You know, yada, yada, yada. She is a person I have a professional relationship with that, you know, I was trying to put on. That was it. Don't go no further. I love my wife.
Yeah, I agree, man. Because that's why I said I would have shut it down like that. And like I said, man, I think when guys, they think being around a lot of women and they're not dealing with them, I think they think it's cool for the photo ops. But my thing is just like, man, you end up looking thirsty, man. And like I said, even if your person is okay with it, you know, if the whole like YouTube comes back and starts like clowning that person, then they could kind of change their stance, because they be like, man, nobody wants to eat shit, you know. So that's why you got to be careful with that whole stuff. It's like, even if you could get away with it, man, you don't push the limits, because you don't want your person to be like looking like a fool, and then all of a sudden they're like, you know what, man, fuck this, I'm out, because I ain't trying to be no dumb, looking like no side motherfucker and stuff, and you ripping and running. So even if you could, if I was able to do all that, you know, I just always like my shit quiet, man, on the, you know, you wouldn't even be able to see it, pretty much. But what's up, Ruthless?
What's up, man?
What's good, man? What's good? Yeah, we just talk about this Anton and Corey situation, man. You think it's a lot of insecurities, how this all played out?
Mika a bad bitch. He clapped that thing, man. She a bad bitch. So it was an easy target. He told her to come out there. Didn't even know she's going to be on the show. He didn't even call Corey to ask him or nothing. She just said, yeah, come on, and told her, lied to her, said, oh yeah, I got you. And they turned her around. So they probably went out there the day before, went out to eat and smacked them cheeks. And then, you know,
yeah, so you said he was trying to hang out then. He was like, the Corey show was just like a something in the back burner, or something lingering around. He was trying to hang out.
That was just him to get them cheeks. And he's off, but he probably paid her amount, maybe a certain amount, and got it out the way. Because why would she come way out there and not even be on, and she not even put on she wouldn't even put on the show the list or nothing?
Well, she didn't. He told her that she was going to be on the show. He told her, you going to be on the show. Exactly. So she going out there that, okay, cool. I'm about to build my brand off the Corey Holcomb show. And he was like, sorry, I ain't got it like that. You need to sit in the corner next to the water cooler. You know? I
think that's a narrative they want you to believe, but they probably hooked up. Like, fuck it, let's get it over with. I mean,
I'm like this, though.
I don't think so. I don't think that.
I don't think so either. I don't
Yeah.
think, because you know what? I don't think he got the motion to put anybody on. Who has Anton put on? Nobody. He was with Q. Q did a little something, but she. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't. It's just like I don't think he has the motion to really put it beyond. Just like he got the millionaire, the bag chases in the morning and all this. I'm like, who comes out and says, "Dang, Anton put me on because of what he did. Here's how I leveled up."
Well, he pays the people to come on his panels. He's paying them.
Yeah, I think the people on the panels, I think they get paid, man. So I mean, I think they did a good job like building an audience and stuff. So I think he was probably looking at the Corey situation as like, because he said it on the show, like they got a segment where he will talk to YouTubers and stuff. So I think that's where he was trying to fit her in.
So Mika was that was a cleat chat. That was a cheek clapping session.
Ruth is stupid.
You crazy, man. Like I said, I think she really went into it with true intentions. I think she really she's trying to build it. Don't get me wrong.
You guys said it. But sophisticated joke hit it on the nose. If that was the case, Anton would have came out and cleaned that shit up. Oh no, we just professional. Yeah, he went down to the bathroom cheeks.
Because
everybody to speculate.
Because like I said, it plays into his I have access to bad chicks.
He does. He got
brand.
Money. He got money.
He said, that's what I'm saying. So he's playing that up because we know. I'm sorry. We know cheeks. On this panel, you looking at Anton. He ain't never had no chick. Rita was the baddest chick he ever got in his life. He ain't never. No, I'm talking about before the fame. Before nobody.
What we talking about now, though? Right now, Anton got clout, and women.
But what I'm saying, clout. But what I'm saying is that because he's trying to hold on to that. Oh, I'm about family and family, this, that, and the other, and this, that, and the other. He's trying to like keep that as, but I still got access to these bad chicks. See. I'm building up my brand. I'm leveled up. Now these bad chicks want me and stuff like that. That's an ego move on his.
So Dame, you saying he's still trying to hold on to like even though he's in I'm the married man. He wants to still hold on to that like player image somewhat.
Let me answer his question, Rufus. Let me just answer his question. But because it's the same thing he did with if I would beat Corey's ass. It's the same now. That it's the same mentality because it's like, yeah, I'm a married man, but if I wasn't, I would be the man out here in these streets when it comes to these females.
Oh, okay, I got you. I see what you.
That's what he's trying to play on.
Yeah. So remember, like, okay,
you're still human.
Yeah. When we first like,
you a bad bitch. You get like a 9. Shit, I'm clapping them cheeks.
Right. Even if you was married, Ruthless.
Man, I'd have bent that thing. Hey, we gonna meet up at the hotel. We gonna play it off, right? And we're gonna do a 40-minute session.
Ruthless would be like, my wife would be holding the camera.
But remember, like when we was first reacting to it, like on your show, and again, like I said, like, look, Anton is like the black pastor that nobody ever wants, right? and I meant that for a reason, because again, when you're flip-flopping and you're using the word of God as something that's a convenient tool, right, to win whoever you're trying to win over, right? Because again, these people operate on the far right Republican conservative type of mannerism. So, but the problem is that everything that's like outside of the circumference, according to Anton, it's like a Neanderthal. You know what I mean? Or thought, whatever you want to call it, right? So, when you're talking about one thing, but then like you're in the streets or wherever, you're talking to certain dudes and you're talking about like, okay, like, yeah, I got like, like five baddies or whatever, and my wife let me do whatever I want because I have money or I have this or whatever. Then it's like, by the end of the day, who are you? Who you really are? Who is the real Anton Daniels?
Yeah, it's definitely contradicting now, man, because like, you know, he did push the marriage thing, dick discipline, all that type of stuff. So now it's just like,
That's what I'm
yeah, because you
saying.
don't even put yourself in temptation. Because like what
Anton,
Ruthless is even saying, it's like, man, those some pretty chicks, boy. I got too much
listen,
game. I can't be hanging out with no
listen,
females. That's why I'll be like, nah. I'm too smooth with the words.
Seriously.
I can't
listen,
be in certain environments. Straight up, like you don't put yourself in the temptation, hanging
listen.
out like that. Like
Anton,
I jerk can't do it.
listen. Anton, the same Anton who said the black community is trash, is just like the niggas he criticized. He's up
Oh,
there
damn.
talking about he was disrespectful with the mouth. He's been disrespectful, even on La Peef. Anton's far from righteous. Anton is the type of person who is very disrespectful with his tongue. A lot of people like him because he was fighting Kay and Kayla. The gender war, he came right into the gender war, and plus he has a show where he talks about a lot of money, make a lot of money. So his thing is money, but he red pill and the side of that. So what I'm saying is, Anton's a nigga, and that Corey Holcomb show, he brought out his nigga ways. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, Anton is,
he
if he a
don't let
nigga,
it.
he's a little A. Anton with a little A. A nigga with a little A. Because
Yeah,
I think
little A. Yeah.
he's like Papa Duck in 8 Mile. His name is Clarence. Clarence's parents had a very good marriage. He went to private school. He went to Cranbrook. That's a private school. He grew up like pretty like sheltered.
Republican.
You know, he grew up like, I think somebody said like his dad died at work or something, got killed on the job or something. He got like millions of dollars and stuff like that. They took him away from all that stuff that rah-rah stuff, if he was ever even a part of it. Because like I said, Clarence's parents had a really good marriage, you know, so they probably were. He never was really attached to that stuff. He was never really in that deep with it and stuff, you know.
But see, that's why I liked him, man. Like he pitched like I'm separate. I'm cool with this whole. I like the image, man. Because like I know we talked about it numerous times, Dame. It's like, man, the whole tough guy stuff. It's like, man, once you leave that, man, you leave it behind, man. And that's why I respect Ruthless, man. Ruthless got the background too, and Ruthless be out here just cracking jokes. Man, I go to a Ruthless panel, we be talking shit, and nobody get all uptight because we both got confidence, so.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I don't care what. The thing is this, and you can tell when I get on panels, when I get into it with somebody, there's always a common theme that when I get into it with anybody, I hate hypocrisy.
Damn, you're a woman with.
He said I'm a woman whisperer. No. What you call it? I hate hypocrisy. Yeah, I hate it more than anything. No,
I remember you, Dave. You're the woman whisperer.
No. Back in the day. But what you call it? But I hate people who put it up there and then go unchallenged. It's kind of like, dude, you're not living that way. That's not right. That's like if it come out like me and Jerk, we've been on panels, we'll talk about, our marriages and stuff like that. If it comes out, oh, Damien has like 8 baby mamas and stuff like that, then I would expect you to lose all kinds of respect for me and everything I said it before, because I've been standing on bullshit. I just hate when cats stand on, when they try to push bullshit as reality, because then it's disingenuous and it's all about the money at that point. And they're using people's vulnerabilities for financial gain, people's hopes and dreams of happy long-term relationships, fruitful marriages and stuff like that. And they're pimping that out, that dream for money. And I hate that.
That's why Ruthless Truth is anti-marriage.
Man. Are you anti like long-term relationship? Would you get in a long-term relationship?
I think I'm even becoming anti-relationship.
Oh man. This
is how bad it is.
Quit it.
I used to be just anti-marriage, but I'm decent with relationships. Now I'm against anything long-term with women.
And what shit you the kind that gave you a headache, Ruthless?
Ruthless said he on that short-term investment.
Yes.
Huh?
But Ruthless, do you think most guys because even like this whole like Anton with his thing, you think he got more of your mindset?
Well, Anton he said he's built in a little different because he's making money off his life, right?
Exactly.
So he's in a different category. But the average man who's in a marriage right now is losing. Period. Point blank. Even M3 is anti-marriage a little bit. He's just a little in there.
But
not as much.
I'm gonna ask you a question, all right, Kate? I'm gonna ask you a question because I'm a big proponent of marriage. I think the men were most successful and had the long-term best health when they valued marriage and like married the right woman, not just anybody. You know, I think men statistically, historically, men do the best and are the richest and healthiest when they're married. And I'm a proponent of marriage. I don't think everybody should get married. I don't think you should get married just for those benefits, but I'm a big fan of like choosing right people and taking your time. But I just feel like the institution of marriage is solid. I think just the people have failed the institution, and I think that marriage might need a rebrand to a degree to fit modern times.
So to respond to that, go ahead, M3.
No, I was going to jump in because like that part, I do agree with you, Dame. Like as far as like, because it start off by choosing a partner. You know, I'm not even going to say the right partner now these days, right? Because you could choose the right partner, and then 10 years down the line, right, that person will flip, or you might flip on them. But I would say like circumstantial, like kind of like in a sense where you're choosing like pretty much the right person that's compatible with you. That's what I was going to say. Like someone that's more compatible with your mindset, your ideologies, and the way how you guys can operate, move together effectively, right? Like I believe like, okay, when you're in like a marriage or a relationship that has proper benefits, right, that can, you know, kind of give you like this peace or this happiness, or, you know, like I said, like, most people, like especially ChatGPT or whatever, will say that most men that are in marriages will tend to like live long, and I kind of agree in some cases, but then on the flip side as well too, the only thing I would just say is that like, you know, like you could probably still have those proper benefits even with someone that you're not even legally married to. You know what I mean? As long as like that person still display like those type of qualities of a faithful partner.
So
go ahead, Ruthless.
So here's my, I'm gonna give it to you flat, straight, gunshot between the eyes. Women don't value the nuclear family like men do. And because women don't value the nuclear family, nor do they value men like they used to, marriage is blown up. So why are we saying this is the problem on these panels? Men are trying to fit the circle of the 60s, the 50s, the 40s into 2026. And the women are trying to break away from this shit. So because women have lost the value in marriage, because women no longer want their value tied to a man anymore. They want the money from the man, they want the kid from the man, but they don't want to be tied to the man in a valuable way. They don't want to have their own independence. I did this all by myself. So with that being said, because women are horrible team players, they're not good team players, and they're very emotionally driven, which makes them very unstable throughout time. There's the wild card. For someone to preach marriage, you're asking them to walk into a burning house, because now with all the influence of social media, friend groups, and these things who are pro-independent women, women empowerment, feminism, for you to sustain a marriage, it's very unstable and imbalanced, a lot of arguing, it's just so much, right? It's a tall order. And this is why the women are divorcing at the highest rate over men, because they don't value family. They don't value men, because women look at things as a man as a luxury, not necessarily a necessity. So long as he's paying all the bills, listening to her and let her wear the pants and let her be the alpha female or the head of the house while he pays all this shit, then she might keep him around. If he don't, she's gonna get rid of him. So with that being said, Anybody who marries a woman in 2026, I will pray for you by a rock in a fucking Mountain Rushmore.
All right,
No, I agree with
brother.
Dame, because I
Right.
advocate for it, but I do believe, man, you definitely have to make sure you get the right person. I feel if you don't get that person in that dynamic where y'all both are like selfless, put the household first, yeah, you better not mess with it.
Yeah.
So I do think it's a smaller portion.
Yeah,
I still-
and
Person with
go ahead, brother.
No, I just said like I still think you get the right person without putting the ring on her finger. The only time like now these, and I'm gonna just say this: the only time now these days, from how I perceive things, right? If you want to get married to someone, get married if you feel like you're broke and you need the health benefits.
Oh man.
But other than that, hey, you do what you do. You know.
Hey, hold on.
Yeah,
Let me
let me-
ask Dame this question. So, Dame, when you
Yeah,
said
what's
the
up, brother?
rebranding, what did you mean by that? You said marriage
I
probably
think-
needs a rebrand.
Yeah, because I think what people see marriage is the traditional, like, I'm married, and I can't do nothing, or I got to ask my wife how to do anything, or there's a lot of obligations and stuff like that. I think that's what people think that, oh, why would I marry somebody? Then I got to ask my wife to do anything. Or why would or marry someone, I got to ask my husband to do anything. When you marry, you value their input. So you're not sitting up there thinking, oh, I got to ask my wife to do, or my wife got to tell me to do something. It's like, I value her input in some of the decisions I make or whatever, because I know I may be blinded by the emotion of the situation or my feeling, and she can come with a discerning eye that I respect, or he could come with a leadership quality that I respect. So I think people need to like get off somebody just gonna be telling me what to do, or I got to take care of somebody for the rest of my life. I think that's kind of like the old mentality people got. But to go to M3's point, here's some reasons why it's different from what you were saying. Because like, number one, the reason men live longer is because of women make them and force them to go take care of themselves. Men wouldn't go to half of the doctor's appointments that they go to if a lot of these women didn't need to go. Like, I don't remember the last time I made a doctor's appointment. My wife makes a doctor's appointment, send me an invite saying, hey, it's time for you to get you 50, you need time for you to go get a colonoscopy. So you need to go, here's where you're going, that's where you're going. They value your health more than men value your health, because I'm like, hey, if I don't lose a finger, if it ain't no blood, ain't no issue. My back hurt. It's always gonna hurt. I'm getting old.
So, Dave, excuse me, sorry
up?
for interjecting, but I want to clarify something. Did you say women value men's health more than other men?
I said they value men. Yes, women value their partners, not strange men. I'm talking about, like, say you marry a person. Most likely, your wife will want you make sure that you are healthier and go to the doctor more often than you would probably do for yourself. If you didn't have
Dame is talking about a woman that actually likes you and loves you.
So let me tell you this, right? Every woman's using everybody that they're with. It's just the name of the game. Now, they might like the person they use, but they're using you at the end of the day. Well, of course, they're going to use you more, right? Because they're ultimately gold diggers. And the gold digger doesn't necessarily have to equate to money.
Most of these niggas ain't got gold to dig. Everybody's saying that. The man $35,000 a year saying they gold diggers. What gold?
It doesn't matter if the woman, if she can get that house for free and don't pay
Most
no
of these
bills
niggas ain't got houses
and drive a car around that she ain't paying, she's cool. That's a win for her. Women, of course, women are going to need, because women.
I'll disagree on this one.
Let me say this, Dame. I'm gonna say this, Dame. Part of women's expectations for a man is to take care of her. What are we talking about? What do you mean?
Absolutely.
Of course, men
100%.
aren't looking for other men to take care of them. That's not part of our demands. We're not even looking for women to take care of us.
But
So,
yeah, you are. We are. We should be. We should have set of rules. Like when that whole the question I think is the most feminine question on the planet is you go up to a woman and say, "What do you bring to the table?" And Jerk and I've had this conversation many times.
I like
before.
that question, Dave.
It should be, I have set a table And for you to sit in that other seat across me, here's what I need. And if you can't fulfill what I need, don't sit down at that on that seat because you get in the way of somebody else. Nah, jerk. He might, but I'm thinking we've had this conversation before. It's like men telling, oh yeah, I forgot, jerk is a 50-50 dude. I forgot who I'm dealing with.
You got to bring something to the
table. But still, even though that I'm willing to bet that he has some standards that his wife had to meet in order for him to even give his 50.
Absolutely. No, because I think we, a lot of times, because when we have the discussion, Dame, it's like we're both saying the same things. Because I think on the average, when guys are asking that question, they don't know what the hell they really want. Exactly. But for me, I know exactly, like you said, because when we talked about standards, we know what we're asking.
Whoa. Hold up. Did you just say men don't know what they want when they ask women what they bring to the table?
Yep. A lot of guys don't. They're saying quotes, man, and they don't know really what they want.
No. See, and this is where you, sophisticated jerk, this is where men you get on the other hip. Because men know exactly what they want from women. Because the one thing, men are not a monolith, right? But the one thing we do agree on is pretty much every man wants a woman who's cooperative, feminine, and knows how to get along with them, right? That is a universal concept. All men want in a woman. That's
not
when they
all.
at the table, we're not talking about money in all cases, right? In most cases, I would say. We really want the peaceful house. We really want the stability in a family unit. Men really believe in a nuclear family. So we know what we want when we ask these women these questions.
But here's where you go wrong, because like what me and Dame are saying, it's just like whatever way you want to do it, whenever you're at that table and stuff, you're supposed to have that conversation. You're supposed to make sure that person is kind of aligned with what you want. And if they're not, that's when you get them up off your table. And a lot of guys don't do that. They'll keep on trying to convince the chick.
Women, exactly, to be on my program. And like, I remember I was on podcast, they're like, how do you get a woman to listen when she just won't listen? You don't.
So let me say this.
You kick her out of the room. You kick her out of the room.
Facts, Dame. See, that's where we
can. Number one is, it's very difficult to find somebody you truly love. That's number one, right? That's not an easy thing. And to get to love someone to exact specifications, to find them to meet the exact specification is 1 in a billion, right? So everybody's going to have to settle for maybe 70%, maybe 50%, maybe 60%, whatever, right? Because love is just very difficult to breed out. So therefore, I agree with you guys. If you're not in love with her and you're looking for a business acquisition, which I think men should, the mindset they should have, then yes. But the problem is most men look at women as they look for love, right? And they look for someone to build with and share memories with. And this is, in my opinion, a weakness and a strength that women take advantage of.
I think that men do that after the fact. Men looking for physical attraction. They're looking for sex. They're looking for somebody who's cool to kick it with. But that's after the fact.
What I mean is, I'm talking about, post-nut clarity, right? And then he says, okay, this is the one. That man's all in on that one, is what I'm saying. Even though she may not meet all the specifications.
I agree with you. You're saying a true statement right now. Men are quicker to reevaluate what they're looking for quicker than women are, because women want to make sure that they maximize their opportunity to get to everything that they can. We are in line in thinking to that degree. I want to go back to one thing you said about like when Jake said a lot of men don't know what they want, and it's those things that you said are like that whole feminine and friendly. I agree 100%. But I think those are just baseline stuff, and they're pretty vague. Women provide stuff to their men. If you get a good woman, she will provide things you didn't even know you needed. I didn't know I needed my neck rub every time I'm sitting on the couch with her, or when I'm watching TV. I didn't know I needed I want her to make my sandwich a certain way. I didn't know I needed, her to. I didn't know I need. Hold on a second. I didn't know I didn't need her because she got a degree in psychology and English to look at my proposals to make sure I'm grammatically correct. I didn't know I needed all that shit, until I got it, and then it became invaluable.
Yeah, you say you didn't know you need a neck rub.
I said, I didn't know I needed it as much as I do.
Okay, Dan, I get where you come from on that one, right? I'm going to just add a little bit more, right? To the tangibles. There's certain things that I've learned, right, just by being with certain type of women. Like I didn't know anything about like trust funds and all that stuff until like that was presented to me. I didn't know about certain things about like, I'll say like on a finance scale or whatever, you know what I mean? Certain things that I thought I was good at as far as, financial literacy, you find somebody else that's up to par that you could actually take notes from. Or even like basic stuff, like you guys mentioned about like, like health stuff. You know, I didn't know like, pretty much like the significant importance of how certain women, when they truly love you, and they want to see the best of you, how much they really value and how bad they push you, or they do like little checks. Like, look, there's some moments where like my woman just checks and be like, man, you should go see the doctor, about this, and let me just like recommend like for you to call this department or that department. You know what I mean? Some things that you probably wouldn't even really think to even pronounce or to even hit up and call. Or if in my situation where times I got sick where I had to go to the ER, and I mean, granted, I could probably drive by myself or whatever, right? Because like the hospitals are across from where I live at, but having somebody that's with you to actually advocate when you can't advocate yourself at that particular moment, those are the things that I see that, where women could bring value, not just the table, but actually bring their personality, could bring like their smarts and bring whatever knowledge that they could carry on to help you become a better person. I was going to say.
That's
brothers,
where
I'm gonna jump off
for
2 minutes. I'm gonna jump up for a quick 10 minutes. I'm gonna still keep myself up and whatever. But my son, I promised him he could show me this thing that he built. So, all right, and then I'm gonna jump up for 2 seconds. Then I'm gonna still be up there. My face. I just want to be talking.
All right, cool.
No problem.
So no, I definitely, I think it's like. Oh, go ahead, Ruthless.
M3, I think you're a little delusional here. I just want to bring this message to the men to help you guys.
Why you think he's delusional?
Because he said a woman who truly loves you. And this is every man's dream. This is epitome of a man, right?
Uh-oh.
But I do have to bring reality to it. A woman will never love you more than she loves herself, though. On that premise alone, you're expendable. If you do not placate to the things that she deems that her happiness is being secure. And that is the reality of why women leave the most. This is why they fall the most, because they will not sacrifice their happiness and the things that make them feel good for no person on earth. This supersedes children, parents, husband, whoever. And this is what makes the gamble a very, I would say, unstable journey, right? It's something that men try to keep going as long as they can. Now, that's that point. Then the other point is men have to understand that because we really believe in the nuclear family, and there are a few guys like Sophisticated Jerk who has other agendas, such as
what you mean by other agenda? You saying I'm greedy?
Well, yeah, you're more sophisticated. I actually kind of respect what you do. You more look for it from a business acquisition than I would say.
I got you.
As love, right? You're not saying you don't have a little love for your wife. I'm not saying that, but your position in your marriage is, I think, majority business mixed with a little bit of admiration, right? So that makes it a little balanced. It balances out there. So that's why you're ready.
I got you.
If things go left, you're ready to, you're ready to move out. So, but a lot of men don't do that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And as far as I think M3 said, I forgot the other part. M3 said, no, it was something sophisticated said, but I'll remember later.
It's about like the health stuff or the self-awareness or whatever.
Oh no, the value. Gage, thank you, M3. The value. Once again, women, value is given, value is assigned. Do you understand that? Us men, we assign the value to the woman, which we think is valuable to us. So women don't bring value. They don't add value to you. You value them and add value to them, right? And the value that you're adding to them is a tangible, right? Which is the financial, emotional, or psychological, better speaking, things that you know, but men, the value which is added to them is the financial. Women, they don't add value. We value them. That's why they think they're the prize, right? Because we make them feel like they're the prize. Because we treat them like they're the prize. We do not demand them to cater to us, but they demand us to cater to them. And that's the difference, right? Women demand that you cater to them. Men, we don't demand that from them. We just go along to get along.
What about your situation, Jerk?
Was
He basically saying that, like, okay, women demand for you to cater to them. So, like, let's say in your life, right? Of course, I want to know the answer to it, but does your wife, like Mrs. Jerk, demand for you to cater to her?
No, not. But I would say in most situations, that's how it does kind of play out. And I think the issue with, I'll say a lot of relations, because man, what Ruthless be saying, I don't think you fall in that area, because I think you know how to make somebody bring actual value to you. But I do think like a lot of guys get infatuated, and then just the, I say, societal dynamic that's been pushed is like, kind of like the happy wife, happy life slogan. So a lot of guys do fall into that territory where it's just imbalance. But that's why I try to tell dudes, I'm like, man, you got to make sure that don't go down that path if y'all both ain't looking at the household first. That's how you got to create that dynamic. And that's like what Ruthless was saying. That's how I look at it. It's a business proposition. It's like, hey, I don't need all that. Like, man, I was just watching the panel and I think it was Ali and them. They was asking the females, like, man, what value, what intangibles do you bring to the man? And they were struggling.
Yeah.
And so it's like they asked all the females, and it always be a bunch of free shit. So yeah, with me, it's like, nah, you're gonna have to put into this household, and we put this household first, and then by doing that, it saved me like a lot of the hardships, like what Ruthless is talking about.
Well, you look at Sophisticated Jerk, most men don't look at it from your ideology as well.
Nah, they don't. They be confused with it.
No, not confused. No. Men are delusional. They look for a woman they want to take care of, but they don't want to be used. And that's the delusion part about it, right? And women are in a position of they're how you say it? They are coming in ahead of the man, right? As far as the acquisition of getting to know, because the man has to, all men, when they go on date with women, they placate to that woman's demands off the top, right? Paying for dinners, chivalry, telling her she's beautiful. Men, they adapt to the woman. The women don't adapt to the man. So when a man is adapt to the woman, then her demands just become more and more. She starts expecting more and more, right? And the man, if he wants to continue on, has to give her more and more. And it's not necessarily just money, right? It could be emotional support or time, right? She don't want you to hang out with your friends no more. She wants you to hang out with her more, right? Those things, right? So because men, and to your point, M3, most average men, when they're coming against a woman, they're in the deficit. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah, most of them are.
They just way behind, right? And they're trying to catch up and meet her because she has so many options and so many men laying at her feet, literally offering her the world, she's looking at you like, nigga, you better meet that or else. So, even the rich men are now starting to lose the edge they once had, right? Rich men used to be able to run circles around women, not anymore. Now, even the rich men are being made to pay and demand things from them as well, right? Because they're leaving them now too. So, in my opinion, women are running the date market, they're running the relationships, and they're running the marriages because they have too many average men really ready to die for them, ready to give them whatever the fuck they want. And women feel that's their value, and that's what they expect, and that's what they deserve.
Yeah, and I think what Ruthless is saying, man, is it's factual. I think, like, since we probably fit outside it, we're like anomalies. We don't want to, we can't wrap our head around it because it took me a while to even come to terms with it until I seen a few of my friends in real life, and these are dudes that could get women too, man. Got themselves together, making good money and shit. Man, I've been talking to them over this past year, Ruthless, and I'm like giving them pointers and stuff, and they're like, man, I feel like I gotta do this. I'm a loser. So yeah, men automatically, man, a lot of dudes just go in these relationships with a mental deficit.
Yes, because
I used to think Ruthless was crazy until I started seeing it playing out. I'm talking to these people, I'm like, oh shit, Ruthless is right.
because you gotta understand, right? It starts from elementary, junior high, right? The women dictate the men who are the guys, right? The guy get all the girls because they let the guys know, yeah, you're cute, whatever, you know what I mean? And then the guy's confidence builds from there. But the majority of men, they don't have that access. So it just goes over into their adulthood, right? And so what happens? Once these men see that women like money, shiny objects, women like older men, women like established men, women like to have their way, right? They like to win it's like chess, right? You try to win every move to win the game. And women play relationships and marriages like chess. They play to win every move. And now in 2026,
so what are the guys playing in at that point?
Yeah.
I'm curious about that.
She could get rid of you, sophisticated jerk, right? She could sacrifice the rook and take two pawns, two other niggas, right? And blow them up. And they're going to supplement you. She looks for somebody to take your place.
Do you really think, I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
When women leave men, do you think they end up better off or worse off when they leave men in relationships?
When they leave
in marriages. When women leave a man, do you think they end up better off or worse off?
Better off.
Okay. Why?
And that's only because they have guys lined up, niggas in friend zones, dudes lined up ready to be stabbed daddy. No problem. Women are not having Cardi B, right? These women have no problem with getting a man. So
Cardi B is a millionaire, so I'm sure she wouldn't have no. I'm just statistically.
Let me tell you why they're better off. Because it's better that they leave because they were becoming a problem. See, women. One thing about women, they understand how much a problem they can become to the guy that they no longer respect. You understand what I'm saying? And so therefore they're removing themselves for the situation before they end up despising the guy that they're with even more. So they're actually better off because now they get to release some of that resentment they built up with that other guy.
What's called it's statistically and just factually, men end up better off after it. I know people think, oh, they get this and that in a divorce. Alimony usually ain't. Alimony is like 4% of people, women get alimony. Like child support, the average child support payment in the United States is $371.
Oh, you talking about men versus
know?
women? I thought you just
Yeah, I'm talking about men.
women.
No, I'm just saying. I said who ends up better when women leave? Men do they end up better off? Then you said yeah, and I'm saying
okay. Let
me finish my statement, bro. Let me finish the statement.
Oh, wait, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, it's cool. Because a woman will date a man that got kids if he didn't handle the situation. If the woman done left him or whatever like that, he got kids. A woman will date a dude because most likely he don't have full custody, or he most times don't have partial custody. So it's like she just dating a dude who every once in a while go grab his kids. But for the most part, but it's harder for a woman with 2 or 3 kids to get a dude to marry him or really commit to him long term. Oh yeah, they could get dudes friend zones. They'd be like, oh cool, now's my chance to smash left and right, center, and all that kind of stuff like that. But men historically get married 5 times as fast as the women do when it comes to remarrying. And if a man, say he got $100,000, and he lose 40,000 of it, 50,000 of it in the divorce, he can get with a woman that's making the same amount that he's making, or the same amount his wife making, and he's back on top again, living the exact same life that he could. Dudes ain't rich as quick to like pay out all this money to support other men's kids. It's rare. People think all these men are trying to find stepdaddies. Dudes are not out there trying to be stepdaddies like they was in the past, and if they do, they gonna regret, because that stepdaddy a lot of time ain't as fly as or a fly shop dude as the dude that just broke up with. It's just a fact that men, if they play it right, can end out better in divorces than women. Especially if the woman left them. If they didn't beat her ass, or they didn't cheat and all that kind of stuff, they golden.
So I get it now. I didn't understand the question. I thought you were just talking about women on women. But if you put men versus women, who's better off afterwards? Who loses?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, man. That's kind of 50-50. Because there's women who do great. They get married again. Like men, same thing. And I don't know. I believe that's 50-50.
Men get married faster.
In my opinion, psychologically, because I'm gonna have to go to the psychological on this one. I think men take the greater loss though, psychologically, because his kids. Because once again, men believe in the nuclear family way more than the women. Men really. That's why they don't divorce that much. That's why they take the sexless marriages. That's why they take the emotional abuse from the women and all those things, because men truly believe in the nuclear family and they love the woman more than the women love them. So yes, can they recover from the marriage? Maybe in some cases better than the women, perhaps, but who's getting the kids, right? And then most time women will turn the kids against the husband, and now he's going to have to be the one kind of adjust to the stepdaddy's rules. So it's a lot more to lose for the man, because the courts favor the women so much more. So,
man, I was a step. I was what's called it. I was a yeah. I don't think that. If my wife got with a new dude, I'd have to adjust to his rules. Hell, that's a soul
having a name.
You would have to, because now when you're going over there, you can't tell him nothing. What you gonna do? You're gonna go to jail. You don't go to jail, so you're gonna go out there. You're gonna have to. You can try to check him. He's gonna tell you, get the fuck out of my face. Then you're gonna say, what you gonna do? Right? You can't take the kids. So then, therefore, either you're gonna have to stay away or comply.
I'm making a big enough problem that he wouldn't want to be with her no more anyway. I'm like, he'd be like, I don't want to have to deal with Dane no more, so we're gonna have to break up.
No,
I'm just
listen. But you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy, Dame? Baby mamas are becoming a demand, because guys feel more like they got a better chance with them than they do a single woman. So I don't know about that. Right? Dudes. So many men are getting dog walked by these women to get relationships. So it's kind of tough.
Dame does got a point though, because the data, like financially wise, they do end up worse. But I think it's more or less because they miscalculate everything. I think they do think like the grass is gonna be greener on the other side, so they'll jump out there not like running and crunching all the numbers and shit. And then also, like, I think guys are more willing to downsize also once they get like a divorce. You know, they'll go get a 1-bedroom if they don't got the kids and stuff. They'll, you know, we'll drink a beer in a crib and save some money and stuff. But financially, they do end up worse. But I could see what Ruthless is saying as far as emotional toll, like with the kids and stuff.
No, I mean, only if you let it.
Go ahead, Coach.
Go ahead, Coach Ferg.
No, how y'all doing, man? What's up, man?
What's up, Coach
No, we doing good. How you doing today, man?
Yeah. Just checking in, listening, man. Listen to the scary foots up there. These scary foots.
Like
I mean,
down there.
no, I don't know what's going on with my voice, man. Listen.
Okay, that's better. That's a little better.
Let me get closer to my mic. I mean, listen to the topic, man. Listen, man.
All right. But Dane, what was you about to say though, Dane?
Yeah, I feel like when it comes down to it I know people sometimes, I don't know why it doesn't seem like, but people who get it realize I'm all about elevating men and men empowerment. And me saying these things about women is just knowing who you in the situation with. Just know what you're dealing with when you get into a relationship, not women are better or anything like that. Because I think men are in a prime position, regardless of what society's telling you, women want this, that, and the other. Women value good leadership and are primed to be like submissive to a man who exemplifies masculinity, good leadership, good decision making, and all that kind of stuff like that. I think for the most part is that, and the ones that aren't are the ones men need to stop trying to convince they should be. And I think there's too much time trying to convince women who don't want to be wives how that they should be wives.
Facts.
I agree with you on that.
You know?
Facts.
And I remember, and I'm gonna take it like, I always got to bring some pimp shit into this motherfucker because, I remember Worldwide Dre. Shut up, Worldwide Dre. Like he was with this bad chick one time. It was this bad chick one time, and we was like, oh, this one dude was like, oh, she gonna be down for you. She gonna be down. She's like, no. This is a girl. This is my friend. He was like, she not built like that, so I'm not gonna try to force her to be like that. It was like some people are trying to take the women out the club that's been dressing sexy and posting on Instagram and say, okay, now I'm gonna put you in my house. I'm gonna pay for everything, and now you need to completely change the person that you were. And if you don't, I'm gonna be mad at you for not changing it. I'm like, no, you should be mad at yourself for getting with somebody who you feel like you gotta change.
Right. But
and that's what I tell men.
Man, keep telling them that, man. Keep telling them that, bro. Keep telling them that. Because again, a lot of men over the last 50, 60 years have been growing up under the feminist mindset. A lot of guys have learned how to deal with women by their mamas. Are they mamas? Are they uncles who was out there slanging the mots? Most men haven't learned how to deal with women through their fathers. Because a respectable father in this home ain't gonna be telling his dumb ass son to go out there and just fuck her and the chicks, spend all your money on him. He gonna be like, no. But this is just the mindset. But I'm saluting you, man. I'm keep telling him, man, because I got a 23-year-old son, and he's out here killing the game. He's making about $60,000.
Yeah.
He's saving his money, and he's driving trucks. And guess what? He don't even want it. He's that little nigga done been to California 5 times since July. He's worked and listen. And my son, he like his daddy. He love brown basketball booty with some size C cups.
As he should.
Sexy and natural. You know what I'm saying? But again, and I'm trying to make sure he don't move like I move, because the women ain't nice like they was when I was young. See, women young 35 years ago was a little nicer. Y'all aunties, they was nice. And again, they children, which is y'all girlfriends and women y'all trying to get in y'all group, See, Ruthless is old, so that nigga older than me. We in our 50s, so we out the game. He gonna play. He gonna have to pay. He gonna have to pay how he weigh, or he gonna have to sit on the sideline and keep complaining. That's it.
So, yeah, I mean that's every man now.
But that's the way of dudes are trying to choose it. But again, if you want to live that life, do. But
women are running the game.
But women ain't running the game. It's just that women are running out of bounds. See, they ain't running the game. They running out of bounds.
Listen,
men have advocated their role as team captains.
Yes,
that's what they've done. Yes, they sat back and go ahead.
Let's break it down. So the average, let's go. First of all, women don't approach men. That's one. Very rare.
It never has been like that.
So I'm just making a point. The reason why they don't approach is they want the power, right? They want you to acquiesce to them. Yes, women are not putting out
the cave women didn't run to the cave, man. He had to show strength amongst the cave. Come on, man. What are we talking about?
We're just breaking it down. So we're just breaking it down.
In your ideology.
If the average man is going out on a date, Coach Ferg, he's paying. That's like 99.9%. Right?
I mean, but that's okay. That's a feminist tradition.
And we're just going through it. So then we got, let's say they go in for a good year together. He's paying, right? He's paying for them all them dates, all the parks, recreations, all the things, the movies. Yeah, he's spending that, right?
Okay.
So women, that's that. I'm almost there. So that guy, the average man, right, is placating to that woman's expectations. He's on an interview that he's paying for. That's just the name of the game.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And I'm gonna tell you why. Number one, it's only that way if you do what I said. If you advocated or if you left the captain's seat and left that shit wide open. What it is if you say, okay, this is how I tell my nephew, he's 26-year-old, I tell him, I'm like, dude, never let a woman define the experience you have with her when you're dating her. You say, hey, we gonna go to this. You go to places where you already go to places where you got love, go to places where you frequent. Bring her into your world. Don't let her try to create a whole new world that you ain't never been a part of because that's what she wants. Like, if women, let's go to Ruth Chris. You ain't never been to Ruth Chris. Why would I go to Ruth Chris? I like to go to this place. Come with me to my spot and be a part of my world.
Because it gets some of these wings and
I mean, I'm about to go to watch the game at Wing Spot. If you really rock with me, you will come with me at Buffalo Wild Wings and watch the Laker game. If you really rock with me, but if I gotta,
they used to call me the 2 for $20 killer at Applebee's. Boy, I was.
How about we'll get to Ruth Chris on their 1 year anniversary. So on my birthday, we can go.
Here's the problem, and I'm not saying you guys are wrong. I'm not saying you guys are wrong at all. Let me just clarify that. What I am saying is because a lot of women are gaining experience from social media, the delusion of what they think they deserve. They see a girl who's probably been with her man 5 years and he's taking her to Ruth Chris and they see it on her and she's posting on her storyline and the other girls see that. Women place their value on what they think they deserve, not what they think the man want to give them. So when they meet a man nowadays, they're gonna, hey, let me take you out, girl. Let's chill. They're like, where we going? And
because it's the suckers out there that's putting up Ruth Chris.
If you say the wrong restaurant, if you say, let's say, I'll take you to cheese, they're blocking you. They're not even giving you.
Dude. It's the suckers because it's the suckers out there who feel like they need to differentiate or stand out from the other dudes and putting that out from minute one. Like, oh, I'm gonna take you to Nobu. I'm gonna take you to Ruth Chris. I'm gonna take you to this expensive restaurant to try to make themselves stand out. So men are setting the bar too high.
Yes.
If every man got together and said, okay, every first date is Applebee's. Man, that's what's called it. Either they don't go nowhere, or they got to go to Ruth Chris by themselves. Man, and women will accommodate.
Y'all want to know who will fuck up the brotherhood though? Ruthless. He be like, shit, they all going to Applebee's. I'm taking this. I'm gonna get all these hoes. Greedy ass.
He gonna pay like he weigh. He gonna pay like he weigh.
So here it is, right? Let me help you guys out, right? where I eat it is where I eat it. I don't change my lifestyle for a woman. So
Exactly.
I eat it. If I eat at Mastro's, I eat there every weekend, and then I meet a girl and I invite her out. I'm taking the same restaurant. I eat it every weekend, but that doesn't give her a right to put that on the next man. She's wrong for that.
Well, no. What's called it? Because if that's the choice, if that's the case, she never really liked that man in the first place. She's giving that man she's giving the dude she don't really like the opportunity to convince her why he should like her.
Right.
Well,
as I'm saying,
Dame,
Dame,
I'm gonna see Dame. I kind of that's not an old fashioned. Here's 2026. Both things can be true, but here's what you got to understand: a woman's self-love is at an all-time high. When she's looking at these things she thinks she deserves, is because she feels like I deserve this because self-love tells me I deserve this. There's not.
Well, no, she deserves it because she deserves it because there's a simp out there who's giving it to her without getting anything in return.
And that's okay.
That's what I said. She's out there because there's another dude who's giving it to her without letting her control the situation, giving it to her without no expectations of what he needs in order for her for him to be giving it to her. Like,
and you know why that is, Dave? Dave, you know why that is?
Because dudes like to compete with each other.
Every man ain't got swag. Every man don't look good. Some
but
dudes don't have the gift of gab. Some dudes have to eat with their wallet.
Come on. Hold on. He said something very unique. And again, a lot of those dudes who moved by their wallet was the dudes that was raised by their mama. They can't shoot no ball. Listen, I ain't never had a woman that didn't come watch me play basketball. I ain't never had a woman that didn't come watch me work out. And before I even fed her. I'm telling you, man, I don't know why you making the game seem so hard. Maybe it's anecdotal.
And you know,
I'm trying to tell you. Come on, man. What are we talking about?
Let me just say this real quick. Let me just say this real quick. I think what it is that only is an issue with what you said, Ruthless, is if dudes are thinking they're entitled to women they ain't supposed to be rocking with.
Right.
Like,
it's a lot of them raised by
there's a lot of women. I'm sorry. There's a lot of men out there who think they deserve the baddest chick. And if they don't get the baddest chick, they upset. I'm thinking maybe you get the third baddest chick. Maybe where you at in life, swag, game, looks, money. What your lane is the baddest chick's second cousin with a lazy eye. Maybe that's where your lane is.
I agree with that,
Dave. So Dave, he's pedestalizing the coochie. Is that what he's saying?
And dudes, listen.
I'm trying to figure something out, fellas.
Go ahead, brother.
Hello, Watts.
Hey, what's up, good,
I'm trying to figure something out. Okay.
Yeah.
So for the perspective of a brother that's not out here pumping and dumping, right? For a brother that's moving with the sense of intent. I'm hearing y'all talking about like bring her into your world, make her comfortable with you and all of that shit. But if this is somebody I plan on locking in with, at what point am I supposed to be in her world? Because y'all, it's a lot of this whole giving up control and relinquishing power and all this bullshit about being in her world. So when the fuck is that supposed to happen?
All right, hold on,
bro.
All right, let me grab this. All right, number one, if you need to look at her world and see how is that can be an extension of the world I'm created myself. Not I'm giving up or I'm sacrificing anything I'm doing in my world to be a part of her world. Her world needs to be okay. How can that complement what I'm setting right now, her experiences, her family, her whatever? You need to be like, okay, yeah, I'm building this for myself. I'm building this because I'm a man. I'm supposed to build my own life, and what she's got can complement that. It ain't sure be about, hey, what should I build for you, or should I go into your world? I think that's what dudes are doing too much. They're saying, okay, I have no plan. She got a plan, so let me get into her plan. Right. You should already have a plan before you even be out in the world dating women and figure out who fit the puzzle piece for your plan.
I'm trying to see how modern folk got all this playtime to play in everybody's yard every day. Don't you niggas work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, Sunday through Monday, whatever? So you only got so many hours in the day.
No, these niggas don't.
So if you're not doing that, and listen, I'll say this: if you 30 and over and you ain't doing that, shut your ass up. Pull your pants up and whack your meat until you get that shit together. Then you can pull up on her, because it still go come down to your looks.
Brother,
If you sag in your pants and you over 35, you still playing little boy games, and the girl go treat you like a little boy because that's who her brother dressed like. And I'll say this, women are going to be who they are. All of them are good to look at, every last one of them. Some of them you just got to window shop. The ones that you want, make sure, you got to understand this quick, within 2 weeks. Make sure she's willing to put her Halloween candy with yours. Y'all move in with them too quick. If you go over a house and that motherfucker's nasty, you nasty too if you move in with her. That's me.
Yeah.
If you talking about you hungry on a Tuesday and you know her little slow ass got paid on Monday and she can't buy you a Happy Meal you stick with her, then you the fool. They give you the clues up front. You ain't got to do a whole lot. I'll say this and I'll shut up.
Facts.
Tell this woman, all y'all slow people live in the city with the woman you want to date. Y'all got a club that's popping. See what day she gonna go out with her friends and slide through her. If she play you like nug like you a buster, nigga, she fucking the dude in the club that she's dancing with. Leave her ass alone. I'm tired of these games. Women are who they are. Y'all growing up under feminist, crack era adult women. They gonna fight you. They gonna talk about you. They gonna tell you you ain't shit. And she grew up with a dude just like it. But if you ain't that dude, every time you come outside, make sure you shining, smelling good with your money folded right, and only buy yourself a drink. Shit,
So this is where I kind of struggle in, right, in this conversation, because like I feel like I can't relate to it. Maybe because I didn't really put myself into those type of situations, but this conversation seems like we're talking about like basic necessities or whatever. Necessities, I meant. Like
what, relationships?
Like those conversations, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's like the conversations for people who are really struggling with women, but I don't know. I just didn't go through the type of experience like where I'm in a long-term relationship with somebody that's not giving.
Anybody that's, I'm sorry, brother.
No, go ahead.
Anybody I feel like that's really, really struggling when having all of these like contentious ass situations with women, it's because you with women you ain't supposed to be with. Plain and simple. You trying to be with women that you ain't supposed to be with. If something don't work out, what like May said it, if it don't work out, it's because you're not supposed to be there or you're not dedicated enough to it. But that's the thing. What the situation is, you can go one or two ways. You can say, look, I'm a good dude. I'm a solid dude. Maybe I'm not, like I said, maybe I'm not at the level to get the super bad chick because it comes with work to get the super bad chick if you're not a super fly dude, or if you're not a rich dude, or you're not a suave dude. If you're not, it comes with work. You need to be able to accept that work or don't apply for the job. Go to the chick who like you because they going to put in the work for you. Every dude got a chick that's going to put in work to be valuable to him.
Oh, my bad. Let me ask 100. What was the baseline for your question? And I'm just asking you 100 because I know you're a critical thinker. You got some deeper stuff you about to pull out.
I'm not disagreeing on I'm not necessarily disagreeing on anything that anyone is saying here. I think what happens is there's a conversation that's being had about dudes and for dudes that aren't really trying to be in a relationship. And then there's a conversation that's for dudes that are trying to be in a relationship. For the guys that's in their early 20s that don't really need to be focused on a wife or all that shit, like dudes that's in their early 20s, yes, cause hey, you need to be doing at least 50 hours a week, if not more. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the time for you to be cuddling up with some girl trying to be snowed in with a little bitch up under her butt cheeks. You feel me? Like this ain't the time for that. But there are grown ass 30-year-old men who have figured out their life. They've got their systems in place. They know what they're looking for in their life, and they are moving with the intention of trying to find a woman. And I think what happens is some of these dudes are trying to apply some young nigga tactics that they don't need to be carrying. There are some old niggas that want to move like what Rufus was talking about, and just take a different bitch out every weekend. There's some niggas that want to move that way, but not everybody wants to move that way. There are plenty of niggas that are established in their life and are trying to move with the intention of finding one woman. Because me personally, I understand the value of having the right woman next to you. Even if that woman is only going to be next to you for 6 months to a year, I still understand the value of having the right woman next to you. So that was just the baseline of me.
Is that the right woman if she's 6 months to next?
Yes.
Yes. I don't
yes. Because okay, so tell me this. So tell me this then. Because as a man, you're gonna have needs, especially if you got your shit together. Even if you are disciplined, at some point you want to get your dick wet, bro. So if you have your things together, it would make more sense for you to have an interaction with a female with the understanding that this is not going to be long term. You're not about to be my wife. We about to enjoy our time together and go our separate ways. It would be way more valuable to do that and enjoy the time with that woman for 6 months rather than trying to appease some woman, trying to go into her world, trying to make her a housewife when she's really for the streets. So if Shorty is for the streets and she's playing by the rules while she's with you, I think that's valuable. As long as you understand that she's only here for a certain purpose. Now, if you're trying to make somebody something they're not, that's where you get the problem.
But hold on a second. But the thing is, as long as you both have the same understanding, nobody's getting played. I agree with you. I agree. Like when I decided to step away and like try to just give him I didn't give up, I didn't give up sex and shit like that. Still like, but everybody I talked to, they knew how to understand it, that this is not a long-term thing. I'm just gonna be that male energy you need for a short period of time, and that's gonna be it, but nobody was fooling anybody. They wasn't thinking, okay, maybe I could change his mind, maybe I could be the one. It's like as long as you're frank and honest about what your intentions were, and I think it's hard for a lot of brothers to do that, young men to do that, is because they feel like it's gonna complement them the access.
But see, that's why brothers haven't been taught by fathers. They've been taught how to do that because, again, it comes down to what both of y'all saying. It comes down to if brothers who are moving in a position to be on the track, right? They have to say exactly what it is to those women up front. Day one, sitting down, whether you buy the meal, she buy the meal, you walk around the park. Hey, I like you. I think you look good. However, what do you want? You want a relationship? No, I ain't looking for something, man. Hey, and we just go from there. And I'm not saying you can't take her out and feed her. You know what I'm saying? They bet on a full stomach sometimes, but hold up, because it's gonna be some dudes like Rufus gonna be taking them to Roof Chris every time. He gonna pay like he white.
Fucking up the brotherhood.
You gonna pay like he white.
No. See, you always throw that in. Listen,
because honey, why you said dudes is out here trying to move like the young dudes? They gonna pay like they white, bro.
Listen, men have been whining and dining women from the beginning of time. That ain't nothing new, nigga. All I'm saying is that I agree with Watch 100 in the fact that you got to do what's best for you as a man. We need to start putting ourselves first. I'm sorry. I like women. I think they're beautiful. I think they have great sex. But I'm not signed up to try to live for somebody else's happiness. I got to live for my own happiness first. And if I can find a woman that we can go long-term stretch, or we can have a stable and healthy interaction, I'm for it. But once again, right, this is something that is my expectations, but not necessarily something I need to survive, right? I can survive by myself. I can live by myself. A woman doesn't make me valuable. I'm great with or without her. And they feel the same way. So we have a mutual understanding. And men need to understand that women, they feel like they're great without you. And you have to accept the truth that these are what the women are moving right now. Independent. I don't need a man, and if you can't get on her program, she's not fucking with you. So this is a mutual understanding, a mutual agreement amongst men and women that needs to be hashed out, and that's just a fact.
Hey, y'all, I just want to jump in real quick. Let me just say something. I just want to say a peace out to everybody. It was great talking to you, brothers. And the sister, I didn't get to talk to you, so it's good to see you. It's been good. Holler at me next time again, Jerk, if you mean.
No doubt, man. Thanks for pulling up, Dane.
Y'all take it easy.
Yeah, thank you, Dane. And I gotta give a warm welcome to Chocolate Earth.
What's good, Chocolate?
What's up?
Thank you. I'm all tired out from moving lumber today, so good to go. Enjoying
that manual labor out there.
Yes. That's how I'm gonna be looking flawless this summer. Hide your husbands. Hide your sons.
Shout out to you. I do no manual labor. I know some Mexicans around my way that I would throw some dollars at.
But why you gotta do it? Why you gotta do it?
We lazy on this side.
That's like last.
No, I don't consider. I mean, just because that's not what you want to do, like I'm cool with it. Like I enjoy.
Shout out to you. I tilt my hat.
Yeah, I like it. One, it keeps you healthy, you moving, your body, the whole nine. So it's like I don't have to pay for no gym membership. So I go up here slinging some stuff because I got today I got introduced to a gentleman who sells lumber, like all kinds. So he gave me an amazing deal. And so like I don't know if any of you guys are into that, but like I'm into all types of do I have to say pause after I say this? If I say I'm into all types of wood, do I have to say pause?
No, you're a female.
Okay. I get different answers, gentlemen. Out here, I get different answers. So anyway, long story short, that's all. I'm just winding down for the night. We got to go pick up some more stuff tomorrow, and that's it. That's all I've been doing. It's manual labor for the last couple weeks, but I had to come and see my boy. I had to come see the gentleman. How y'all doing and all that happy lucky stuff.
And
Exclude.
Here too. I'm glad you're doing well for yourself.
Yeah, you look good, M3. Nice to see you. It's been a minute though.
I know it's been a while. Yeah. You know, I barely come to.
Go ahead. I know y'all was on the.
No. I mean, it's good to kind of have like like a woman to come up there, share her perspectives, especially like the stuff that Rufus was talking about. If you was listening to the things he was saying,
I was sadly.
Yeah. Do you kind of agree to it in some cases, or what are the things that you disagree about?
Well, it's Ruthless. I have to disagree with him anyway. That's like an automatic. But anyway, no, shout out to you, Ruthless. 2026, I'm on that shit, bro. Like, I'm just telling you.
Can I ask you a direct question, Chocolate?
You know you can. Go ahead.
Okay. So I think asking Chocolate is great for this, right? So you being a woman who you're very active in anything that you have going on for yourself. The conversation was about like men just having their world figured out and bringing a woman into her world. With you being a woman who figures out your own world, when do you feel like it's necessary for those two worlds to start coming together? For a man who has his shit together and has his world working, and for you being a woman who has your world working, when are those two things supposed to come together?
Well, I think they do automatically when we start having the conversation. Like, for instance, does my world pull from yours? Does yours pull from mine? Are we both comfortable in the rotation of it? Because I kind of do look at us as like planets, right? And around us is the orbits of all our hobbies, family, friends, pets, whatever we want to do, travel, success, whatever it is. The communication is where I go with that. What do you want out of life? Because you may have everything you need at the moment, but now that you and I are both together, let's put it on the table and see, does it mesh? And I'm always open to that conversation. And I've had it several times with different men over the years where we just it didn't work because he had one way and I had another. So it does. I don't try to force people to be somebody, especially men. I ain't forcing them to be with me. That's not it. If we don't connect, it's time to keep it pushing. I'm not going to force it. Man shouldn't force it. Women shouldn't force it. I've never forced any man to want to live my life. Like, I like living outside. You know what I'm saying? I like being dirty. Like, I enjoy those things. So I would have to meet a man that's like that. So I said when I was ready, I just go on Farmers Only because those are the men that's kind of in my lane at this point.
100. I didn't understand your question at first. Well, I mean, I understood it, but I guess I was thinking about it from a perspective because, I got married at like a young age and me and my wife was broke. So, our shit was like growth. But thinking about it at like when you get older, it makes sense why you would ask that because it would be harder to merge two worlds together. Like you say, just, you pull somebody in your lane, but it's like, they kind of especially if you want somebody that's established like me that got a career and shit. I'm like, yeah, that would be difficult.
It just feels like with these conversations on the internet, it just feels like too many people on the internet are living in these extremes. So the example that was given earlier was, hey, I'm already going to this Buffalo Wild Wings to go watch the game. You should meet me over here if you really fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? At some point, it's going to turn around the other way for her to say, hey, look, I'm going over here to the sipping paint. If you really fuck with me, you should come over here too. You know what I'm saying? Like that whole bring her into my world, I completely understand. But just those extremes, like I just try to make sure that men aren't trying to live in those extremes to think that they don't have to go do something that she enjoys as well, even though you are trying to bring her into your world.
Right, like y'all can still be, because it's to me, I look at it in a three-way. You've got your life, he's got his life, and then in the middle is what you create with each other. Because what it is about what next journey do you want to take? You ready to retire? You ready to get a boat and travel? Do you want more children? Do you want to be a farmer? Like, I don't have a problem with asking those questions. I've never been uncomfortable with asking a man, like, what do you really want? Tell me the truth. I'm not going to get mad, like, because it may not be me. And that's all right.
So, Chocolate, can I ask you a question? Because listen, Chocolate, I do agree with everything you said, but I want to ask you this point, right? Because you're in a career woman age, right? You're a mature career woman, right? And you love to do what you do. I hear how you speak of it, right? So let's just say this man, take you out of it. This man and this woman in your position, what you're doing, meet, right? And he's a guy like, hey, listen, we met, we vibe. Listen, we like each other. I'm a city boy. I can't do this country. I'm a city boy. Listen, whatever you want. Would you give that up to be with him in the city capacity, or would you have to have a part of that forever? Because you enjoy doing it.
I'm gonna be 1,000. He's got to be just as energetic about it as me. No, I don't want to live in the city no more. Okay. That's not my life. And so I'm honest about it up front. Like I just don't believe in that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's say, all jokes, but let's say you walked up to me, Ferg, and was like, oh, I'm a city boy, da-da-da-da-da. My response is gonna be, I'm not. I'm in the country. I grow my own food. I believe in killing my own meat. Like, those are the things that I aspire for. Yeah.
So at that point, that man should be able to say, okay, nice meeting you. We had a great time, and just sort of let it go.
Please.
Instead of trying to shame you and well, see, you ain't gonna be my woman.
Exactly. But Coach, you know what? You ask a great question, but I get a lot of the
having his brother look like Morris Chestnut, his money long, like Train Smoke. He coming up to you, he's
sophisticated.
Y'all had a great conversation. He's intellectual. He's like, look, man, you out here chopping wood like you some hillbilly and shit. I got this condo overlooking 42nd Street. I got all these amenities around me. Let's go to the city. You still gonna shoot that down?
I'm still gonna shoot it down because that's not what I want. And then I'm gonna be unhappy because we're not gonna be together 24 hours a day. He's still doing his life. I've given up my life. But if it's not something that and love is not enough sometimes. I think that's the hard part that we don't want to say out loud. But you can care about me. I can care about you. We could be in love. But if our worlds don't mesh, it's gonna cause friction later on. I don't care how nice the people are. Because when you are at a
you out here eating moose meat, and I got a chef out here. You out here eating beef jerky.
It's Angus, baby.
Moose feet is crazy. Moose feet is wild.
Well, you know what 100 watts moose meat is eating out here. Like, they do eat moose. For real.
I know. I thought he said moose feet, like pickled moose foot.
They do.
I think like they that.
You never know.
That is country if I've ever heard it before, bro. That's some.
Let me tell you this 100 watt. Let me tell you what happened today, just to kind of even give you some details. So I met a man, like I said earlier. This gentleman has been like, he gets trailers. He goes and gets like lumber. He goes to the mountains and cut wood and bring it back to sell to people for firewood. Like, he's got all this stuff. Geese. Bro, I took pictures with a white donkey and 2 llamas today. Okay, let me just tell you. That's where I'm at in life. So, like, I wouldn't expect a city guy to want to drop his life and be with me. Like and yes, he has every right to get up from the table and be like, baby, this ain't gonna work. Okay.
But do you
period.
Okay, but do you cook your meat with seasoning and all that?
Oh, heck yeah. And I like Angus. I don't mess with moose meat. I do like Angus though. You ain't never had Angus?
Yeah, I had Angus beef before.
Angus beef is amazing. And then if you get it fresh, like there's a guy that I know that sells them in like the next city over. He sells the bulls. You could get you one, get you some cows. He had geese.
And this is where we lose her.
That's a crazy pause.
Right.
That's a crazy pause.
That looks like something scary too.
No, but I give you some credit because I already knew your how your mind works. 100. That's why I was like, all right, he going somewhere with this. That's why I had to circle back with you. But nah, it makes sense because I think a lot of times we think from a, especially like I said, if people been married a long time, we do get trapped in I think the beginning phase, and we're not thinking about it like as far as like people that get older and stuff. So that I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah. Cause I don't think like Ruthless is necessarily wrong in the shit that he's just saying. It's just me and him just moving through life a different way. You know what I'm saying? Like the rules that he's talking about, they apply perfectly to what he's talking about. They just don't apply to how it is that I'm moving in life. And we both, it's pros and cons to each. You know what I'm saying? There's a level of companionship that I'm always going to be able to have if I'm willing to go into a relationship that he's not going to be able to get. But the trade-off, you know what I'm saying? There's a trade-off to that. Like there's a certain level of nagging that I'm gonna get that he never gonna have to experience because he just move how he want. You know what I'm saying? So there's pros and cons to each one, and everybody gonna do what makes them happy. You feel me? And like Colston said a couple of times, like pay what you weigh. Like don't be a nigga that's working a 9 to 5 trying to keep up with a motherfucker like Ruthless. Like now you just hurting yourself. And I think that is what's fucking up the market. What's fucking up the market is a nigga trying to do some shit that he shouldn't be doing. Ruthless is doing exactly what he can handle. He's not stepping outside of his box. He's not doing something he can't handle to try and impress these bitches. He's doing what makes him happy, and he just happened to bring a couple of bitches with him. But it's plenty of niggas that's out here working at the GM mill. You know what I'm saying? You working at the GM factory trying to take a bitch to Puerto Rico. Calm down, big dog. Just take her to Las Vegas. Take her to Vegas like a regular nigga and call it a day, bro. Like you can't be hopping out like that. You trying to keep up with a nigga who's pushing more weight than you. Calm down.
I'm not liking us giving Ruthless all this props and stuff.
I mean, to be honest with you, he's probably spending a little bit of money, like as he's like spending money on certain women that as opposed like what Watts is saying, taking them out to Puerto Vallarta and other stuff.
No, but this is the way of the game that young dudes got it twisted. That's the thing, and Honey Watts said it correctly. Now, I agree with Ruthless. There is some truth to it, but again, he don't teach the nuances of, hey, brother. Like if Ruthless said what he said and add what Honey Watts just added to it, perfect mix to the young fella. To an old dude, 45 and over, your ass is old. And if you still having to chase behind it, listen, we like to eat. Y'all know we act like we don't know what is there. When a woman presents herself, she's telling you who she is. She's telling you who she is. How did she dress coming outside today? Stripper looking, or taking to see your mom or your grandma. How does she go through her work week? Is she consistent in her working? Is she consistent in her communication? So by the time it's time to go eat, it's Friday. Chocolate, what's up? I just got paid. Which I know you done talked to me.
Where we going?
Hold up. I done asked you all week what you like to eat. So now I already know. Listen, I know it's a little sushi place over here. If you want to go get some, but it's, I'm going there at 7. Can you make it? I ain't going to be waiting all day to you run around. You just got to be more direct.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And stay within your budget. If a woman start talking about money when you meet her, she don't even get to go on a date. You can cancel that. Look, that's all right. You can call on the cell phone. You ain't got to wait till you get home. Don't meet me there. I ain't going to be there. Something just came up. Because if the dude she like call her, say she want to go eat, she gonna cancel. So you just gotta listen to what they say during the conversation. If they don't talk to you more than 3 days out of 6, she don't like you like that. She over M3's house getting her cheeks clapped.
No, that's not true.
But hold up. But again,
if I don't talk to you in 3 days, you gonna think I'm cheating on you?
Treat it like a no call, no show at your job.
What if I'm okay? You said city boy. I'm a country girl. We dating, and my service go out. What you gonna do?
Chocolate, hold up. I understand that, but guess what you gonna do?
Your what goes out?
Each other, her so-called service. If we don't talk to each other today, and then we talk to each other tomorrow. No, I'm just saying that's what you said. If we talk to each other today, we vibing. You would have say at some point, hey man, you know, I'm out in the country. My service might go out. I don't know when. If it go out and I don't call you, it might be out cool. You can get that shit once every 6 months, once a year, but you coming with that every 90 days, every 6 weeks, man. Come on, man.
My boo just got out of jail. What you talking about?
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
They give you the signs up front. You just got now. If you want to clap the cheeks, just let her know after a couple weeks. Man, I want to hit that.
Yes. Okay. I'm glad I came back to that moment. Coach Ferg, I will align with this. I do wish men were more direct when it comes to that kind of stuff, because they're not. Don't pretend you want to know about me. Just tell me you like what you see. You want to know what all this do. Just say that. I know you don't want to hear the rejection, but there might be a woman that'll say yes. And surprisingly,
not very likely.
If you ask correctly, you're gonna get more yeses than no's.
I think y'all capping, man. I think what y'all are telling guys to do is y'all pretty much what y'all doing is telling the football team to go give the other team their playbook.
You know what though, Jerk? You know what though? I'm gonna tell you this. Here's why I can understand why you say that. Here's why I can understand why you say that. Because every dude is not gonna be able to get that off. So here's what happens. If you do it early enough, if you're upfront and honest enough, the way that she's talking about, you can figure out at an early age that you not that nigga, bro. Once you figure out at an early age that you not that nigga, then you can move around a little different. Because if you are that nigga, then you probably can just walk up on a chick and be like, damn, I'm trying to see what that look like. And it might work because you might be that nigga. But if you're not, why not figure it out early?
So I don't have a problem with saying sometimes that worked on me.
I'm on that Obama game. I'm giving out hope.
And I don't let it, like for real, for me, don't let us meet somewhere and we having a good ass conversation and you funny and we vibing. Of course, I'm gonna throw the shot because those are the type of men I like.
Okay. So let me help.
Go ahead, Ruthless. You coming in a little low though, Ruthless.
Let me help the men out who said you figure out early. The women let the men know who's him and who's not. Right? Women dictate to men their confidence. They say, hey, the men, all the cute girls are smiling at them and giving them action. That is the man's confidence, right? He's like, okay, I'm that dude. The rest of the men, the women will make them know that they can't have access. So this is known early. This is like elementary, junior high, high school. Yeah, so men coming out at 18, 19, they know their position, right? Most men know they got to go get a job, save up their money, and leave with their wallet. It's just the name, because that's the way the women play the game. The guys they really like the most, the one they want the most, they let the guys know that I want you the most. So he's going to know. He's going to know, right? So we don't have to worry about that. What we do have to understand is the position women are taking right now is self-love is above everything else. And she would never love you more than she loves herself. So with that being said, she's always going to have a high demand and high expectation for whatever it is she wants from you, because her happiness means everything to her.
What is wrong with having happiness and peace?
I didn't say anything. That's
I know you didn't say anything, but you said a lot about how you make it sound as if it's something like we stopping you from being confident. A man's confidence should not be based on, hold on, sir. I'm just responding to what you said.
Chocolate Earth, I'm cool with y'all.
Why y'all always want to call my name like that? Can you let me finish what I was saying to your response, sir? That's all I want to do.
Oh, I thought you were saying like, no, I'm letting you know that I don't have a problem. You said what's wrong with what y'all do, right? I'm letting you know.
No, it's a rhetorical. I wasn't asking you. It's like at the beginning of a conversation, like a beginning of an answer. Like it, like I'm responding to what you're saying. It's more like a rhetorical. Like I guess the thing is sometimes how it's framed. I don't care what you say. Say what you say, how you feel. That's not the problem. But when you frame it as if women are stopping men from having their own confidence and self-love, we've been encouraging y'all to do that. But women, y'all don't hear us. Because we have been encouraging you to love yourself, better yourself, educate yourself, go in the gym if you want. We black women pump up they men more than any woman I've ever seen in the United States. We ride or die for y'all. But then
like
it turns out to be, no, let me finish, please, sir. One, I don't know why we talking about anybody around the age of 18, because none of us will see that again until we're 81. So I don't even, we have no advice to give these children other than the examples that we do. Ain't nobody gonna listen to us if every minute it goes from, yes, be in a relationship, but we playing games, so it's sus. So you gotta come in like you gotta be ready. And I don't want that as a relationship. That's another reason why I don't date men around my age. Because I don't want to wrestle with you at every given moment. I don't want to have
Who
to.
you dating then?
prove-
What age group? You
I
going
date
with the
usually
YNs?
The lowest is usually like about, I'm in a 10-year gap. So like 36 to 46, kind of in there.
I don't know if I agree with something that you just said, Chocolate.
That's okay. Yeah.
You said,
yes, baby,
you
I'm
said,
a cougar all day. Wow. Don't even have to ask.
You said you don't have it. You said we don't have advice for 18-year-olds. I think that thought process is bad. I think if you at your grown ass age don't have advice for a teenager or someone in their early 20s, then what are you doing?
Hey,
like, what the fuck have you
hold
been
on,
doing?
100 why? You jumping on something and you didn't finish my sentence. What I said was, we set this up. The humans before us set us up. The generation before us and the generation before that have set us up as far as relationships are going. So some of us get married, some of us be husbands, some of us have more than one wife, more than one husband, some of us have a lot of kids and some of us don't. So we're all raised in different paths. And then on top of that, we take different paths. But ultimately, if two people want to come together and have a family and make children and build a home, here in the United States, you can do that. What I am talking about strictly is this. When you are trying to put information and advice to people who are younger than you, you live that life that you're trying to advise someone on. I don't give advice unless it's something I'm doing or have done before. Because again, I have a young person in my house. My brother, he's younger than me. So I've had to do advice. I've had to answer these questions. And I'm always still to the same degree. You love yourself means that you also know how to communicate with yourself. If you could communicate with yourself and your feelings, you could communicate that to the partner. Period.
So what do you think about the phrase, excuse me, what do you think about the phrase, those that can't do, teach, and those that can't teach, do? What do you think about that?
I've always thought that was bullshit, to be completely honest with you.
Really?
Yes. And I'll tell you completely why. We have wonderful people that teach and do. You can be more than one thing. And that's the thing I don't like. It's like this either or lifestyle. We don't have to choose just one thing.
Okay. But to say that because someone didn't become the greatest at something, or because they didn't get it to experience the peaks or the heights of something, doesn't mean that they can't give information, to give advice, to give guidance to someone who's looking for
it. Exactly. But that statement that you made prior to that saying doesn't imply that. What it implies is that you failed at doing what you wanted to do. Now you teach.
That's not what that implies.
Yes, it does. Listen, sir, the saying has been around longer than you've been alive. And if you go Google it, just Google it. I have no reason to lie to you.
Okay.
We all use different forms of conversation in a different way. And that is part of it. I'm not saying that's the whole thing. I'm just saying that is a part of it. That's a portion of our community looks at it that way. That those who can't listen to the statement. Those who can't teach, then how can you even do if you're not taught it? Like, unless it's something
I
like you a
can't.
savant.
I can't play in the
you don't
NBA.
pick it
I
up.
can't play in the NBA, but I can coach NBA players.
Right.
You can do both if that's what you want to do. That's why I don't understand your question. It's almost like you're trying to make an argument about something that I'm not saying. You can do all of those things. You can teach, do, and give advice. Like, I don't.
Hold on, let Coach Fern get in real quick.
Honey, watch. Here's the thing,
Sure.
though. Exactly what you're saying, right? See, this is a space and time now. Men are self-correcting. That's a good thing. And men are looking to try to mentor and teach younger men how to not be the simp gods as we were 35 years ago. That's a great thing, because now the world is going to open up to men. The problem is a lot of senior age women, and I'm not meaning senior citizens, but elder women, mature, they're not willing to teach the young women to move a little different. And you getting a lot of these same mindsets. They want a man 26 years old to have $500,000, which is idiotic. And brothers are working over that time. Now, I don't know what age y'all are, but y'all may have to still deal with y'all same peer group. But the younger men, 20, 15 years, 20 younger than y'all, they're going to have a better crop of women going forward, because those girls are not going to be as free giving up that box like auntie, like mama now. They're going to get older and realize, hey, these men are great right here, because ain't no other race go come and rescue them. And when the man, knowing that they have to put themselves in a better position over time by default, and this is what I like about the YouTube, men are getting it. They're going to be in a position, I'll say this and I'll shut up. You get 35 and once everything settled down, you make her pay you $40,000 to have your seed. Work out, pray, stay in good shape, eat healthy, man. Don't be giving away your prime seed and muscle and money to somebody who will run off with none. Don't do it.
Right.
Hey, Chocolate, real quick. Say I was like just a screw up, and I didn't have the relationship thing, but I have like a younger nephew, and I'm like, look, don't end up like me. You know, don't bypass good women out there, because I had a couple good women I could have got with and had like longevity with relationships, but I was playing the field. So don't be like me. You don't think that would be a good learning lesson that I could give to them?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, of course. That's not my argument. That was never my argument.
Okay.
My argument is I don't agree with that statement, because what it does is dismissive of people who have learned a skill or can offer something to the world. Like, I would never tell somebody. I'm glad that people want to teach. How else do you get the information?
Okay, so you're just pretty much you're looking at it like a tier thing. Like, hey, you could teach from your position, but there's somebody that could teach better.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I got you.
And it doesn't mean that they're less than you, because maybe, they coach, like 100 Watt said. How many basketball players are coaches now? So I don't, that's why I didn't understand. Like, you can do both. You can teach.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. All right, guys, man, I'm about to go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
Thanks for pulling up, everybody.
Yeah, definitely, man. Like, this was definitely a fun stream, and definitely something that we could learn from it. So, again, man.
Thanks for having me. Good night.
No problem.
Yeah, thanks for pulling up, Chocolate. Nice seeing you again.
Yeah, appreciate it. All right, Drake, man. Like, it was cool, man. So
that was a good live, man. It started with a good conversation, so hopefully, man, I don't want people to think, man, because I'm not one of them people that and you're not like that either, man. You just we make 100 videos on everything. So like Anton and Corey, man, this is a prime opportunity, for them to just correct themselves, man. We all men. Shit, if I'm making mistakes, y'all are more than welcome to break that down and give me some feedback, man. I'll take it and maneuver differently, man. So I think they solid brothers still, but yeah, they look bad in that situation, and I think they do need to, kind of step it up, especially, if they're, I know like Anton, he mentors people and stuff. So it's like, man, if you want to be a leader, you got to lead by example and stuff. And, You know, we gonna give you feedback and shit. I had one of my cousins. He done correct me last week, man. I had to take that constructive criticism and implement it, man. I ain't take it to heart. I was just like, hey, man, thanks for looking out. You know, so that's all that shit is.
Yeah, I mean, by the end of the day, man, like content creators should definitely unite. I mean, I hate that like they had that bad fallout because I love to see Anton winning. And I love to see Corey Holcomb win too,
Yeah, facts.
When both parties, man, are doing something that's so like reckless, man, I'm gonna just call the bullshit out, man. And however it comes out of my mouth, it comes out from the heart of it, So if I'm like, hey, you're a fuck up for tonight, that doesn't mean you're a fuck up forever. It's just like you just fuck up for that moment, and that's it.
Take your ridicule and laugh it off and pivot, man. That's all you can do, man.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man. I know we didn't really get to the videos, but I don't think
it was a good live nonetheless. Sometimes you don't need videos, man. The dialogue just will carry it. So shout out to Dame for pulling up 100. Coach Ferg, Chocolate, the homie Ruthless. Who else pulled up? Yeah, that was everybody. Pretty much.
And the people in the chat like Lola. Yeah. Limbs and a few other people as well, Stan and Wally, in the chat as well too. So, thank you guys for tuning in. And even we had some people from the Twitch stream as well too. Texas Sun 25 and also Miss Polly. Can't forget about the love.
Oh yeah, I saw Miss Polly. What's good, everybody?
Yeah. So thank you everybody for showing up and supporting the live stream. And then please get the likes up and share the videos too, like friends, family, and my nemesis or whatever, if I have any enemies. But after tonight. But anyways, all right. Peace out, everybody. Safe, whatever. And yeah, we out.
All right. Peace.
All right.
Knowledge and relationships